Tuesday.
Yo, this nigga Sharon Butter.
Let's go.
Yo, you sure that's healthy to do, bro? You sure that's safe? You getting up there in age and you're doing a lot of, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Yo, what else? That was on me, yo. My bad. Yo, you know what I realized? I realized that I was watching the show on my channel, commenting to my subscribers, but I had it the volume on, so it was double playing. So that's why I was like, yo, it's messed up.
We got you.
Yeah, you know what happens when you become a man of a certain age, distinguished gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get old, yeah.
Right, there's short of words.
Yo, you as old as me, you just use extra shoe polish in your beard. Like you ain't fooling nobody. Like stop it. Like
I like the gray.
Yeah, the gray ain't gray. The gray don't be graying all the time. So we know you can put some shoe polish in there.
When y'all give us hugs, your dye transfers to our clothes and shit. Like don't.
Oh shit!
Just for the salt and pepper, man.
She told on your ass.
You like the season it, you know. It's all good.
I'd rather be leaving your face on that shirt, son.
Not your face.
Hey, but look, if it is happening to ladies, now y'all know how we felt for all these years.
Oh yeah, with that foundation, I couldn't stand girls that wore foundation. Don't hug me with no foundation.
Y'all didn't see that video of the guy who was at the club and the girl was pulling on his beard, rubbing on it, and then she started pulling it, and it was a little.
He had it.
Girl, he had a whole ultra braiding pack on his face.
The little loose hairs up there. This was like, just don't have nobody tug on it.
Damn.
Hell no.
The glue was coming off and everything. I said,
oh, yo, it was glued on? Oh, hell nah.
Well, at least
hell
now you know how to get your beard, right? So I guess we'll be seeing yours soon.
Nah, hey yo, fam, my joint grow. I just cut it down because I like it trimmer, but mine grows. I don't know what you talking about. I don't like all that. I don't because I don't like all that hair on my face.
I can't tell if I like the full beard or a goatee though, because a goatee will go.
Mm-hmm.
I think I look smooth. I think I look smooth. Right
I think
now,
goatee is for the freaks.
I like it when it's okay if you have hair, but I still like to see your face. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I feel like these people with like the really full beards, and they're like long. I feel like they would look like totally different people if they got rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So
like this, right, Laura? You can see my face. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's facing right now.
Like when you take the hat off, or
it's facing right now.
Face is facing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do your thing. Just keep it clean, guys. You gotta think about hygiene, food, and everything else that might get
food.
If you got a big beard, you gotta eat, right?
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the soup in your beard.
No, but seriously, a lot of people do not know how to take care of their beard properly. You do gotta moisturize it.
Yeah,
you gotta wash it. I wash it every day.
I like the male products, like for the face and for the beard, and I like that for y'all.
As a cosmetologist, I promote it. I tell men all the time.
Oh, you a cosmetologist?
Yes, by trade.
I didn't know that shit.
So anybody who wants a discount on any products, just let me know. Hit me up.
Oh, that's what's up.
There you go.
Hey, DIY, you know what I'm saying? It's best to know how to do it yourself, ladies, or at least have some know-how. You can spend the money, but just know, you know what I'm saying? Have a little bit of knowledge when it comes to that.
All right.
Are you trying to put Rogue C out of business? Wait a
minute.
Like,
if anything, I'm gonna have the nail side, and she's gonna do the facial and the makeup side, and we gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gonna make.
But I fucks with that because that should save money. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. I do my own nails, my own hair, like stuff like that. I mean, there's certain things, of course, like if you just want to treat yourself, definitely treat yourself. It's nice to get your scalp massage and have somebody else wash your hair and do those things, but I like the Dominican salons because they're cheap and they're fast, but everything else.
Girl, I have $20,000 in debt from Empire Beauty School. Tell them people to come to me.
Ooh, Lord.
Cosmetology school is expensive. Like people think it's like a little quick no. To go to a accredited school, it's a lot of money.
That sounds kind of fancy.
It was. It's called Empire. We were Empire Beauty.
Smanchy.
Uh-oh.
Did they have like theme music like the show The Empire?
Shut up, Izzy. I can't stand Izzy. Izzy gets on my nerves. Like Izzy is that annoying uncle, big brother. Like he's just like, why are you in my face?
What's that? What's that song that nigga from Empire was saying? Drip.
What?
Drip.
Listen, Hakeem was one of my favorites. That was.
I know you like that song. I knew you like that song.
Wait. Is Izzy trying to throw subliminals?
No. Never me. Listen, I'll stay out. I'm on. Shout out to my man's Drip. Nope. That's how
Empire was a good show.
I mean, but they do say that if you want to find some clues, you follow the drip. So
Like I said, Taraji P. Henson was.
Wait a minute, homie, I ain't got nothing to do with this drip. I don't know what Sharon is doing, what he's trying to do. I don't know what's going on. What the hell? What's happening?
H.C. Baldwin must have went to Paul Mitchell. Where'd you go? Because when 20,000 is low, Paul Mitchell and what's the other one? Aveda.
What is that? Paul Masson?
Oh, you went to one of those. Okay, I see what you're saying. Where you actually got like certified and everything. Because like even like Tony and Guy, where they get those precision haircuts. Like you have to go and learn through them because they have a standard. So I know what you mean. I just went to a general one.
Getting uniform. Everything.
That's when you end up working at like Supercuts or some shit like that. Right?
They are partnered. No.
But the general ones, you could.
We are partnered with them, yeah. We were partnered with like Design Essentials, all those kind of places. So all those bigger brands. Yep, I knew HC Baldwin. I know.
You know.
Say it in the super chat.
Products.
Hold on, say it in super chat. Shout out to him. I'm stealing from him. Listen, if y'all want your comments highlighted red, Y'all better say in a super chat or cash app to your favorite content creators. We appreciate y'all being anywhere. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all chose to be here with us, and we really appreciate it. So if you want your comments highlighted in red, make sure you do so through the super chat or through the cash app to your favorite content creators. We streaming. We appreciate y'all. Salute.
All right. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it then. Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right.
So, what is the first topic? Damn. I gotta go to YouTube.
What was it?
Hey,
Dash?
birds of a feather.
Birds of a feather scam together.
Oh shit!
Scam
Nigga,
together.
I'm saying
That is-
I'm right. I'm right in the wave. I'm right in the wave. You gotta point to the other direction. You see that, so you know that you know what I mean.
I point this way to which
Look,
doctor.
I am legally blind. I'm legally blind. I'm
Yeah,
sick.
you gotta-
Wait, that's
Wait a
not.
minute.
mine
That's
doesn't
not what.
You know, but it is an interesting, even the way however we want to word it, scam it together, flock it together, fly high together. Regardless, you know, your friends do represent who you are. We all heard the saying before that if you have 5 broke friends, you are going to be the 6th one. And so why would it change from if you have 5 scamming ass friends that you won't be the 6th one? If you have 5 degenerate friends, why wouldn't you be the 6th one? If you have 5 rim brothers, hey, you are the 6th one. I'm sorry, if you're a red pill inside manosphere, no good sucker, and that's who you hang out with, it is what it is. And we have to call it out because this is the only way we're going to keep whatever type of community we are trying to build to keep it safe is by pointing out the bad characters that is around us in our circle. So this way, everybody knows who's who. It's one thing you want to be around, you want to hang around the whatever that thing is, scammer, degenerate, blah, blah, blah. Now we know that you must be a part of that as well because you're not opposing it.
Nah, well, that's not. Hold on, this is not true. And see, if that was the case, then that means I can't be here with you right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I absolutely disagree with 90% of the shit that you say out your mouth. So if it's dependent on you coming to someone's show or you being in an atmosphere with people that disagree or don't have the same personality type or don't have the same type of countenance that you have, then that's crazy because it's called an echo chamber. There's a phraseology and a wordology for that. That's called an echo chamber. So on the internet, we're not friends. We are associates. We are co-workers. We are co-streamers, but we're not friends. Like in the sense of, yo, we grew up together. We hang out together. Yo, we go to family functions and barbecues and cookouts. We just some people in the box trying to get paid. So, yo, what the next man does not make me shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or what the next woman does doesn't make me shit. So at the end of the day, you gotta let people be them. I don't like echo chambers. I do like the conversation, and I don't have any heaven or hell to put nobody in.
But it kind of like reminds me of even when I was younger, you know, when I hear from guys, because as long as my female friends, they were good to me, you know, I'm not paying attention to who they sleeping with or whatever. But the word is we stand so close to the hoes that y'all can't tell the difference. So how come that rule doesn't apply when it comes to women? If I'm, you know, the girl who likes philanthropy, I'm actually dedicated to school, but hey, I might got some friends that do something strange for some change or whatever. Does that change my position in the way that I'm seen in the world just by me hanging out with this person?
Or even vice versa. You
I
could be
think
the
it
girl that
changes.
likes to- Sorry.
My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
I was gonna say even vice versa. You can actually be the girl that likes to go out. You like to party. You like to do all that, but you are the most wholesome person out of your friend group. Because you could be the one that is just, I'm showing what I do, but I'm really not about that life to a certain extent. I just like to go out and party. And people will still automatically try to label you.
I think it slightly changes how people see you or how you looked at. It might not change 100%, but if you kicking it with a bunch of hoes and you're the only one that's not a hoe, you know what I'm saying? It's not 100% saying that you are a hoe, but at least at a bare minimum, it's saying that you okay with people who being hoes. You know what I mean? Because you kick it with them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you
it's-
muted it.
My
You
fault.
muted.
I apologize. So the question is are we saying that YouTube and these YouTube panels and these YouTube streets, we would equate them to friends or our peer group that we hang out with in everyday life? Is that the same thing? Is that the consensus on the panel? My vote is I don't think so.
It's a virtual version of the same thing. My bad.
Yes, because we do end up like in the same spaces for hours on days. We do end up moving. Hey, this person's going to do a direct to the next person. We kind of move that way. So I would say in a way, we're all in this ecosystem, whether you want to call it a friendship or not, we're in an ecosystem together in this small internet, like which I could say internet space.
Yeah.
So
we're in the
I think,
metaverse pretty much.
At
So I
the same
think,
time, I think that you should align yourself with people that just, you know, it comes more like that comes more natural to you. You know what I mean? Instead of being thrown into a situation or in a friend group or whatever that is just it don't align with you, it stresses you out or whatever the case might be. It shouldn't, you know, this should be fun, you know, to a certain degree. So like finding those like-minded people is like probably the hardest part, and it takes a little time, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I mean, I think that people should, you know, pay attention to the people that they're surrounding themselves with, because we do frequent a lot of the same places, and then we do get affiliated with certain people. So I think that it is important to pay attention to certain things. I mean, if you are cool with certain activities or whatever, just say that, you know what I'm saying? And that's what, you know, it'll be what it is. But, you know, I think that, I don't know. I think that, you know, because everything, especially in the YouTube streets, is crews. You know what I'm saying? And even if you just like somebody's content, then oh, you're hanging with them, you're working with them. You know, they're you know, whatever. And it's just like, no, I just dig what they do. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you can kind of get like misappropriately labeled. You know what I mean? When you're just trying to hang out. But again, you do have to be conscious of the places that you go and the type of content that you're consuming, because it does reflect.
I'm sorry.
I think the issue is that it's not that you hang around the person. Is the problem is like, so like what Izzy said earlier, nobody's going to say that me and Izzy agrees, or that me and him we are flocking together, right? Because we always disagree with each other. So just because me and Iz hang out with each other, we see each other a lot, nobody would say that we are part of the same flock, because we're always going bad. And people would probably say we are ops more than anything, right? They wouldn't say we flocking together. So when you are with somebody and you don't point out the fallacies that you see in that person, whatever it is that you see in that person, things that you disagree with that person, when they are saying it live and direct, that's when it becomes an issue. And that's when it actually turns into an echo chamber. You got to be able to stand up for your voice, your opinion, and be strong on it and say, hey, this is how I see it. Articulate your thoughts and not just say things out the blue and just, you know, because we do see a bunch of people that just cannot articulate their thoughts and just be contrarian just to be contrarian. But you got to be able to voice it and stand on something, and not just be, when you on this panel, oh, scamming is okay. When you're on this panel, oh, mammy is okay. When you're on this panel, simping is okay. When you're on this panel, Republican is okay. You're on this one, Democrats is okay. No, you got to stand on something, and people will start to recognize that you ain't standing on no fence whatsoever. You just going with the goddamn panel, and that's the problem.
You realize that
people.
I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead. You got it. I'll go after.
I was just gonna say, because you actually said this earlier, or someone said it earlier, where it's like, but this person is good to me though. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of fall into that trap of, you know, I don't want to go against this person based off of how they treat me, but I can watch this person dog walk somebody else. And I think we kind of get lost in that as well. Go ahead, Izzy.
No, that's a good point. But I wanted to add on to that. This is the thing though, right, Sharon? So at the end of the day, just because like we all don't have strong opinions about everything, right? I'm a person that I'm a passionate person, and I have strong opinions about certain things. There's a lot of things in the world I don't care nothing about. There's a lot of things that people get upset with and get bothered with and get all frazzled dazzled with that mean nothing to me at all. Then there's some things that mean a lot to me that people don't care about at all. And then that's when you see me go off, right? So for me, like, right, and y'all seen it over and over again. Like when people try to come after my character and call me a liar, I have a very big problem with that, because I'm a person that prides myself on character and integrity. So I have a very big problem with that. You've seen it also if people try to call me broke or try to call me like this or that. I have a problem with that, because that's not a representation of who I am. So those type of things mean something to me, but to most people, they'll let it roll off their back. That don't mean nothing to them, right? Now, conversely, it don't mean a lot of this cliquish shit. I've never been a clique person, right? I've always been popular, but I've never been the clique dude. I've never been a dude that needed a crew. I've never joined a gang. I never, even though, you know, whatever, but I've never been officially in a gang. I've never been officially in a posse. I've never had to do that. I've always been able to stand alone by myself. So at the end of the day, me being like, yo, clicked up with this clique or clicked up with that clique. Nah, I've always been a person who's been able to get along with everybody, who's been able to be anywhere. I could hang with the thugs and the gangsters. I can hang with the nerds at the chess table. I can hang with the intellectuals. I can hang with the goofy people. It don't matter to me. So at the end of the day, the fact that people have these strong feelings and opinions about what somebody else is doing is weird to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's weird.
I got something to say about that, right? I do like rocking alone, but I also in some lanes I like rocking alone, but in other lanes I like having a community. I like rocking with other people and stuff like that. And I would admit that if I'm rocking with you, I'm gonna give you more of the benefit of a doubt than somebody that I'm not rocking with. It's just that's how I'll be biased in that sense, right? However, like I don't got a strong stance on everything, and sometimes when you don't got an extreme stance on something, people think you right in the fence. But just because I'm not an extremist like you, that don't means I'm right in the fence. I don't have that much strong opinions on certain shit. And the thing about it, even if let's say I'm a Christian and somebody's a Muslim, I still would want to hear what they got to say, even if whilst I'm listening to them, I step out of my Christianity just so I could listen to them non-biasedly. I would do that shit because I like hearing different perspectives, even shit that I disagree with. You know what I'm saying? Shit that I strongly disagree with, I'm going to speak up on it. But if I ain't that strongly disagree with it, I'll listen to the other side a little bit more. You know what I mean?
I think we conflate in having conversations with flocking together.
Yeah.
And the issue is that when we hear people say some foul things and we just like, it's okay, or when we hang around liars and we just like, nah, that's my homie or whatever. No, that's a problem. If he's a known or she's a known liar and you hanging around her and you like, well, yeah, he lied to you and he did a lot of lying things, but he ain't never lied to me. That is a problem for a community. If this is what we're doing within our community, we got to get the bad characters out, or at least put the jacket on them when it fits. If that's what they are, put it on them, and he or she has to live in that jacket.
Wait, real quick, can you define what hang around in a YouTube space mean? Like, what does hang around mean? Because I hear this a lot and it doesn't make sense. Because let me just preface it right here. There's a lot of people, like DJ Witch Doctor probably has about 5 or 6 people that you would 9 times out of 10 probably see on his show. Okay, maybe that. But
I thought he was good. My bad.
No, not to come to your show, but that you'll see on your show. Like when I think about DJ Witch Doctor, I think about Giz. I think about Frida Green. I think there's guys like that. And so it might be even less. And sometimes there's other characters that may pop up, me or a Nightish or even an Ism or somebody that there's other characters that may come around. But when I think about you and your crew, I would say it's Giz and Frida Green, right? And maybe 1 or 2 other people that I can't think of off the top of my head that's there on the panel mostly all the time. And even sometimes they don't have time to be on the panels, right? So I wouldn't say that you hang around an Ism even, right? Even though Ism is there and does what he does, I wouldn't say you hang around Ism. I would say that he comes through every once in a while. He contributes whatever. He does whatever he does, whatever the case may be. But I wouldn't say you hang around. So Sharon, that's why I want to end when Sharon, I would say PH Diva is a, you know what I'm saying, PH Diva, Brownsville, you hang around them. Everybody else is like side characters. Me, Emperor Kojak 313 the Great is gonna be there, and Jade Lewis and like 2 other people. You could say, yo, they're almost always in my chat. They're almost always Trucker Yells or the Crown Heights Brainiacs or the, you know, they're always around. But most of the time, it's just people come in and out.
But that's still in a sense of hanging, because again, it's virtual. So it's kind of like, you know, you're in a virtual clubhouse with these people. If y'all remember like the Club Penguin days, you would kind of tell your friends like, hey, you know, after school, we're about to go meet up in this club, Penguin Little, like even when the site Clubhouse, you would tell people like, hey, we're about to go meet up in this little place real quick. We're going to chop it up. We're going to chat it up. Like it's just a regular place. It's just not physical. So that's why even like how you said the other week, you know, we're putting context to words that don't really mean the same thing anymore. So hanging out, yes, when you see all the people you just named who are hanging out in your site, and then like I said, when y'all go to other people's, y'all are hanging out, especially when it's ours every day, same time, right? So
what if we share Rogue? So what if we share them? Because we know that there's some people that will go to Sharon's channel, my channel, DJ Wish Doctor channel, and some of these people say one thing, like Sharon is alluded to. They'll say one thing on Sharon's channel, they'll say one thing on DJ Wish Doctor, and they'll say another thing on mine. But these are the same people that a lot of us circulate. Now we do have some people that's kind of exclusive to us or whatever. But we do have most of the people are circulated between us. They rock with all of us, you know what I'm saying, one form of another. So shout out to them. So is that hanging out with those people?
No. So what we got to get the distinction of is that when we are saying that we agree with them and we aligning ourselves with them, a lot of times we try to act like as if we don't know what we are aligning ourselves with. We say, hey, he doesn't do that to me or she doesn't do that to me. Nah, it's bullshit. It is what it is. Just be honest and say the truth.
Yeah.
Like you agree with that person, you like that person, and it is what it is. Don't try to sugarcoat like, oh no, I'm not a red pill, even though you say the same thing as the red pill. You agree with everything that red pill man said.
Come on.
See, that's what I said.
You said if everything is in alignment with what he is saying, if you are in alignment with everything that entity is saying, then you are
nobody's aligned. Nobody's aligned with everything. Who's aligned with everything each other says? Even if you twins, even if you got a twin, y'all not gonna align on everything, bro. Come on, bro.
Right. And then this is why I want to add to that. Most of the time, especially in that scenario that you're saying, most of the time, if you tell my person like me, I don't align with most of the things that they say. The extremism for me, and I think Wish Doctor and I have this in common. I noticed that I'm not an extreme person. I'm really a gray area in the middle type person. I really could flow either way. And so because of that, it's like, yo, I don't really have strong opinion. I'm not gonna diss them because of what they think and what they feel, but that don't mean shit to me. I don't gotta feel or think the same way. And I don't feel the need to try to impose my ideology and my philosophy on somebody else to make them come around to what I think. I don't see the benefit in that.
The benefit of it is being honest and true to what's your cause. So if your cause is to uplift or empower human beings, and somebody comes on your panel and they saying the complete opposite, and just because that's your friend, like, yeah, but I understand him, I know his heart. No, what you mean you know his heart? This ain't the time to be knowing his fucking heart. He said he wanted to do X, Y, and Z. Hold him accountable on those words that he said at that moment so we can hash it out and have clear understanding. The people that's on your side will understand it. The people that's on his side will understand it. And the people in the middle, they could jump the goddamn fence. But when we are allowing people to just say whatever and act like it is okay, that is you flocking together. They just on your panel or they just in your chat and they ain't really a part of the conversation. That's different. But it's scammers that are hanging around each other and they wind up being scamming together. It ain't by accident. It's liars that hang out with other liars. It ain't by accident. You hanging around with known liars, and then you are giving liars that you act like what a liar is saying is truthful. You are a liar too.
No, but hold on. But a lot of times it don't be like that, Sharon. So the other day, right? Imperius came by. Imperius said a bunch of shit on John Galt's panel. And I hate to drop I hate to drop daggone names, right? And Pierce said a bunch of shit on John Gott's panel, right? That he doesn't say on my panel. He won't say it on my shit because I hold him to a standard, say, yo, if you come over here, you can't say this shit. And he don't say it. So it's weird to me. Hold on real quick. It's weird to me that people try to hold someone accountable for what someone did somewhere else. That's weird to me. I don't understand that. And I'm not going for it, right? So you can't hold me accountable if someone do something to you somewhere else and y'all got whatever report y'all got. That don't have shit to do with me. If they're on their best behavior when they're around me, that's not me hanging out with them, but that's them respecting me and respecting my platform. And that's all I can ask.
But again,
But at
it's
the
also
same
a matter. Go ahead. I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead.
No, but at the same time, when you say that, it all comes down to what tone you set for your house. You know what I'm saying? Even if you grew up in a house where every day when you come home to your house, you got to take your shoes off even before you get inside the house. But you might spend the night at your homie's house. They mama don't care about that stuff. And guess what? You're going to wear your shoes inside their house. You're going to act different. So we have to be cognizant of the tones that we set, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I guess is more talked about when it comes to the flocking together. And no, you cannot control anything that what anybody else does on somebody's panel. But does that mean that you're just going to be like this and be like, hey, I don't see nothing? You know what I'm saying? Like that person doesn't do it over here. I know it kind of exists, but because people know how to act as well, whether they're in the chat, on the panels, whatever, they know how to act in certain places. And then when they go somewhere else, you see their true colors. I don't know. For me personally, it just lets me know what their true, because the truth, like when it comes to integrity and character, is what you do when nobody's looking. So if I don't know that you over at somebody else's spot and you acting a fucking fool, and then I hear about it the next day, I have to take it into consideration. You know what I'm saying? Whether it happened in my presence or not, this is what you are capable of. And eventually I'm just somewhere on the list if I choose to stick around.
But how many
situation.
So how many chances does a person get though? Because what happens if it's just a one-off thing that they just got out of character for a second?
You know what? Honestly, and I know this doesn't happen all the time, but when people can let's say Izzy, I felt wronged by Izzy, right? If I can reach out to him and have a conversation with him instead of him just, nah, fuck that, I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I could have a conversation with somebody about whatever I felt like was the rift and vice versa, I think that there is a chance for reconciliation. But when you got somebody who is just seeing things one way and they're just, wanted to deny the responsibility and whatever, however, you can equate that, to me, it kind of shows me that this is who you are, you know what I'm saying? Versus someone who is willing to explain where they were coming from at that moment in time when they made their misstep.
I just feel like people can have bad days sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but how consistent are the bad days? It's just like if I have a job, and if once every week I'm sick, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, okay, sis, like what else is going on? Obviously you need some time off. It's too consistent. And that's when, like I said, it actually becomes a character trait. You have to start with people, instead of giving them the benefit of the doubt, because, there's so much that can happen within a 24-hour day period. We're not with the person that we're trusting to, just hold our friendship in a sacred way, or just respect the friendship by not bringing no goddamn drama to my door. That's the least that I can ask for. Can you not bring it to my door? Can you not be a problematic person?
But what if they're not? So my thing is this, right? So I'm thinking of a couple of people. I will not say their names, right? They don't bring the drama to my door, and when they attempt to, I shut it down every single time, right? And one thing people know about me is Izzy, for all the flaws and all effed up I am, one thing people know about me is when it's somebody else and nobody mentions me and it don't got nothing to do with me, I stay my ass out of it. It don't got nothing to do with me. So what am I trying to impose myself into something that has absolutely nothing to do with me? Am I a YouTube creator? Yes. Am I in this space? Yes. However, what somebody else does, and again, maybe it's because of where I'm from, and I don't know why Sharon's so damn nosy, but where we're from, you're supposed to mind your damn business. Where you're from, you're supposed to, people, you don't even look in people's face sometimes. Where we're from, you mind the business that pays you. You don't sit there and be worried about what somebody else is doing or how they're doing or how they're operating. If you don't got shit to do with you, stay out of it. So I don't understand why people are so gun-ho and why people got their pitchforks and got doggone mobs out like, get them. So they're not my friend. They're just on YouTube. They're not my people. I'm not hanging out with them. They're not like a co-host of my channel. They're not like a paying whatever. They don't pay my bills. It's
They're
me.
Go right.
DJ Witch Doctor is DJ Witch Doctor. Like he ain't nobody else. It's him.
So the thing is that when you don't call people out on a BS, right? You tend to you bring it in danger sometimes. So if you know somebody is a liar, you're not letting everybody know that that person is a liar or a thief or a pew pew or a thief or any of those things, right? And then they have a trust for you. They don't know that person yet. They have a trust for you. They would tend to think like, oh, I must be able to trust him because he's cool with Izzy, because I trust Izzy. He has a good character. So I know he ain't gonna be around no bad characters because that's not him. And then now you're inviting that person to possibly do something, whatever negative thing that they do. Right, because let's try to keep it vague. Right, whatever that negative thing that person does, you are getting other people in danger because they are trusted in your character and they believe that you are going to hang around other people of that similar character, and now you got your community in danger.
I don't like this hangout word. What again is hangout? I don't like this hangout. Maybe DJ Witch Doctor, this is just me, but I'm getting caught up on this hangout thing. I don't see me
the hangout thing is crazy because if let's say you and Sharon don't fuck with each other, right? And you are already on my panel, and then he pull up, that don't mean y'all hanging out. Because you was already here. It's like some places is neutral grounds, and the thing is, we're not in each other's day-to-day life. We just on the internet for a limited amount of time. We're not getting too personal. Most of the time, we on a panel. We got a topic that we talking about. I don't think it's just hanging out.
So if you see Imperius in your back chat, what you gonna think? Oh, I should just let him up.
I don't got a rapport with him to even let him up. I only know him. I only seen him in a negative light.
Thank you.
But the thing is, if I see Jay Prince in the back, I'm about to let him up. A lot of people not gonna let Jay Prince up. I would let him up.
Yeah, there you go. And see, and Imperius.
Do I agree with everything? Do I agree with everything Jay Prince says and does? No, I don't. I even tell him that what I disagree with him on. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, you understand them.
I understand him.
Birds of a feather flock together.
No, wait a minute. Hold on.
I can't let him do that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So if you understand a vegan, right? And this vegan did like a mass deletion. Did that means birds of a feather flock together? Just because I understand somebody don't mean I'm flocking with them. Where do we go and flock? You know what I'm saying? In a virtual space.
That's a conflation. Because so I'm talking about you understand him, not you understand his eating habits. So right, so those are two different things. Understanding one thing that he does is different from knowing the actual person. You know who that
I don't understand everything about it.
Yeah, you do.
How do I understand? Wait a minute. How do you know? I don't understand everything. Look. If I had a twin, look, wait a minute. If I had a twin
and slap his baby down,
look at this. My own siblings. Wait a minute, bro.
Threaten a woman.
I hear you.
Threaten his wife. You know all of the things that he is doing. That is a part of who he is because he's doing it time and time again, time after time.
Wait a minute. I don't even know. I got 9 siblings. I don't know. I don't understand everything about every one of them. And those are my siblings. What the fuck are you talking about? If I clearly disagree with stuff that he does, I disagree with stuff that he does. I'm not kicking it with JP on a day-to-day basis on the outside and like, what the fuck? What are we talking about?
Right. So just because you don't, right, again, we conflated things. Just because you don't know your brothers and sisters doesn't mean you don't know Jay Prince.
No, it does. It does. Wait, you can't. How are you telling me what I know?
Because you just said it.
No, I said. Wait, I didn't mean. Wait a minute.
God, baby.
Wait a minute. Do you want me to explain what I'm saying, or do you want to lead by on your own understanding?
I
like
understood
the Bible
what
talk
you
about.
Said. You communicated to us. That's why I asked you. I didn't assume. I said, "Do you understand JP?" You say yes.
And this is, and you know what?
Give us information. I don't even know my own brothers and sisters. Maybe because you speak to Jay Prince more.
Look at this.
I don't know. But
if I was unfair, look at this though, Sharon.
Everybody have a good sentiment of what JP character is. And
but
so
Sharon,
we're not going to act like we don't know all of
it. If I was an unfair person,
hold on. And this is the problem that the community have. When we recognize a person, we need to say the shit so this way people know that we ain't no fucking bird like that
So should I call you a gaslighter and a person who paints narratives?
If I actually did it, yes.
Because you're painting a narrative right
always,
now.
Always.
If I was an unfair person, I would have just approached you as a person who paints narrative, even based on what you just tried to do there. I could have just be like, you know what, this nigga paints narrative. I seen several people say he paint narrative, and I should just approach him like I know he's a person that paints narrative.
But that will be untruthful because I didn't paint a narrative. I gave you characteristics that man showed and displayed. So that's not a narrative. Painting somebody in a narrative.
You would have to agree to whatever you're accusing him of.
Untruthful way. So if I'm telling you something that he's actually done, that is not painting a narrative. That's what he has done.
Wait, hold on. Let me get in here because this is the crazy part, and I'm gonna come up as soon as.
And let me just say this, yo. Hold on, look, wait a minute, yeah, yo. Anybody promoting their own channel in my chat? I'm about to time you the fuck out. What the fuck are we doing, man?
Yeah, we ain't doing that. Hey, listen, y'all support the show though, man. Hit DJ Wish Dr. Cash App, hit his super chat, hit Sharon's super chat, hit Sharon's Cash App, hit my Cash App, hit my super chat, hit Lauren's Cash App, hit Rogue C's Cash App. Y'all support the show, support your favorite content creators, support the show. And then I wanted to say something. Go ahead, Lauren. I wanted to say something.
No, like moderators, you know, I can't focus on that right now, so I'm gonna need y'all to step up, please. Thank you.
All right, yo. So this is the thing, right? The crazy thing is that Rogue is back on camera. Let me get back on camera. So the crazy thing is this. I almost lost my train of thought. My fault. Yo, at the end of the day, it's like, how can you try to hold somebody else accountable for everything another person does? Shit, if we really be honest, I know for a fact, without even knowing you like that, Sharon, I know you know some deleters. I know you know some niggas that deleted some people and or attempted to delete some people, and you cool with them. I know for a fact, because where we're from, it's virtually impossible not to. It's virtually impossible not to know people who done some stuff, might have did some dirt, and you know as well as I know that some of those people are really good people. However, they did some really crazy things in different circumstances, in different situations. So the fact that you're trying to gaslight us and trying to make it seem like because there's people who don't agree with us or who have different points of views or different perspectives from us, and we allow them to state their opinion, or we don't try to destroy them because they have a difference of opinion. This is what we're dealing with right now. The man daggone Charlie Kirk, God rest his soul, lost his life because of a freaking opinion. That's crazy. And there's people actually celebrating that shit. This is a self-righteous, bullshit ass society right now that gaslights and thinks that they have a right to delete people, think they have a right to silence people, think they have a right to tell people what to do, and nobody wants to be silenced, nobody wants to be deleted, and nobody wants to be told what to do.
So are we moving on to the next topic, or?
I wanna just say one thing about the knowing and deleting, right? So the problem with knowing and deleting, if I don't inform LA that person is the deleter, that's where it becomes a problem. If she starts to have a conversation, I can see that I will pull on to say, hey, that's not the kind of person you want to argue with because he's such and such, right? That's when it becomes, because she's thinking that he's able to be a great communicator like me and combat with his words, but he is not that. So when you bring that person in and you don't allow the other people know the dangers that they're in, that's when you become a bird of a feather, flock together. And we got to stop having men being birds. Be men and tell the goddamn truth. Stop being cowards about what's going on. If that person's a degenerate, he's a degenerate. If that person is a cheater, he's a cheater. If that person is whatever it is, male or female, we need to be speaking on it and having a good conversation about it and be honest about it and stop trying to paint people into something that they're not. If I'm saying something about somebody that is truthful, that is not painting a narrative. That is me stating the obvious.
So can I ask a question? So at the end of the day, let's say you do everything that you just said to do, Sharon. What happens when people still want to associate you with that person or whoever you were with or whatever you were doing? Let's say you did do it and maybe you were like, okay, I see the error of my ways. I can't associate anymore. I try to disassociate, and then people are still going to, well, you remember when? You remember when? You. So what do you do then?
Uh-oh.
You just in that type of scenario, if you separate yourself from that person, you are not a part of that flock anymore. If you corrected a mistake, this is what LA was talking about earlier, and she made a great point. When does it become it is a part of your character? It's not a mistake no more. You cannot keep saying that I keep falling into other women's vagina over and over again. I don't know how this keep on happening, babe. My dick just keep falling in her vagina. It's a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm not a cheater. It's just like every time I walk out, you know, when you step on the crack, you break your mama back.
Wait a minute, bro.
Yo, he's
bro. You saying cheaters? Wait a minute. So, bro, I probably know hella niggas, bro, that probably cheat before. Like, we not invested in that level. Like, bro, you put a gumbo. That's a gumbo of bullshit right there. What the fuck are we talking about?
Look, hold on, Siobhan, real quick. Siobhan, he conflated too, though, Witch Doctor, because now he's talking about himself cheating, and then the fact that he can't help but cheating, he can't help but slipping into the JJ, knowing that he can, right? Instead of keeping on what the original premise was, he's moving the goalpost, which was, are we hanging out with people who have this opinion or this type character or this type situation? Those are two totally separate different things. You see how slickly he tried to move the goalpost on us? That's some bullshit, bro. You need to stop that shit.
I don't know how we confused about what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
That
repeat going back and keep doing it.
No, but that's not the Rogue. See, don't try to stretch Armstrong for this, brother. It's not the same shit. It's two different things.
So, but the thing is, again, I can take the fluff, I can put it away, and I can get to the meat and potatoes of what he's trying to say, right? So I get what he's saying as far as if you are trying to disassociate, one, you actually have to be of that moral standard and saying, okay, I'm not going to keep going back to this. And I can't keep repeating it and then being like, well, I changed. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. And then keep doing it. You're not disassociating at that point. You're still part of that flock, even though you disassociated.
But what does that have to do with the actions of someone else, though? Help me get that.
Because again, he was talking personally of like if I was a cheater, if he was a cheater, or if again I hung out with a gang of cheaters, right? And then I'm expecting my man to be like, well, no, baby, I'm not a cheater no more because I stopped hanging out with them. But then I keep cheating on him, even though I stopped hanging out with them. I just found a whole nother group to kind of keep doing it with.
Yo, this is some women talk, right? DJ Weststop, this is womenese, right? Tell the truth, because I don't know how this shit correlates. I hear y'all, but I don't know the correlation. This is some womenese. This is womenese. I know y'all understand it, LA and Rogue, see, because he's
Siobhan.
Y'all understand this shit.
I know all three of y'all understand it.
Because you understood good and damn well what I said, Izzy.
No, that's
I'm just saying.
So fine. Let's say I'm with a crew of thieves. We out here robbing. We out here jugging, right? And then I say, I don't want to be a thief no more. I don't want to do this no more. And then 9 weeks later, after no longer stealing and jugging with people, I find a whole nother group and I start doing it again. I can't say I disassociated with that group just because I stopped for a little bit and found a new group to do it with. If you don't like the shooting context,
I see what you're trying to say.
Thank you. Woman needs my foot.
Nah,
Right,
but
so
that's still
but I think
go all the way around to get
I think the birds of a feather thing. I don't think the birds of a feather thing is so black and white, because like, for example, even the JP thing, right? JP come on my panel, right? But JP is not like, look at the majority of people that I rock with. The majority of people are JP is like an anomaly. Like, you know what I'm saying? He like everybody that I rock with is not on some doing the same shit as JP. JP is a unique individual on his own island. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about?
No, that's a lie. Majority of them are just like JP. He's just the only one dumb enough to actually say it out loud.
What?
So you're gonna say Giz is like JP, free the green?
They actually agree with a lot of
that
things.
Is crazy.
Hold on, though, Doc, because you can be a part of a dynamic crew or whatever, but still, you know, when you choose to disassociate, does that reputation or that stigma still carry on? Because I know I got it. You know what I'm saying? I had to not prove, but I got slapped with it just because I hung on a certain side or like certain content. I got slapped with being a certain way, even when I decided to dissociate myself. So You
But
know, a
that's
lot
the
of people
shallow.
do that.
But people with a shallow mind and lazy thinking, that's how they move. Like
That's
I
a
don't
fact.
associate you with what you was rocking with, because I know you more than the shit you was rocking with. That's me having
Right, but
making
we're
a
gonna talk
genuine
about
assessment. But
right,
a
but
lot of
Also,
people like Sharon, they shallow in their thinking, and they all
Self-righteous.
jumbled up it.
but that's
Self-righteous.
because
also,
we
can I
know
say
each
I want to,
other.
and also
Outside
she,
people
but don't
don't.
forget the fact that she disassociated herself from it too, right? So she didn't just like, hey, I'm separate. They doing their own thing. We even though we do the same thing, they different from me. No, she disassociated herself from that thing. So therefore, anybody that's saying that she's still doing it, they cannot say. They could say it's a part of her past, and they could try to bring up some weak ass point to try to make her feel bad about moving on and being a productive human being. Say this is not good for me anymore. So therefore, I don't want to associate myself with these horrible things anymore. No. People want to hold you down and hold you back for something that you did. Just because I went through something doesn't mean that I'm that. I just did something or I went through something, but that
That's the
doesn't mean
point
I'm
that
that
we're
as my
making.
character.
But no, I
But
wasn't paying
that's the
attention.
point that we're making. No,
But you
that's we're
still,
DJ Witchstop and I are literally saying, yo, just because are around you that do certain things, that doesn't mean that you are the same as them. You saying birds of a feather automatically flock together. And on these YouTube streets, people have different opinions. You might like, y'all both may like the Eagles, right? And so y'all align on the Eagles, but y'all may not align on anything else, and y'all cool, right? You may align with DJ Witch Doctor on music and how you get down with music, but you don't agree with DJ Witch Doctor on anything else, but you appreciate his appreciation of music that you like. So why would you correlate those two together because you agree on one topic or one thing?
I think the point, for me, what the point was, like, regardless, you know what I'm saying? One thing that I wish I wouldn't do, because a lot of people, I guess, assume that, well, you should have known, you know, because this has been this person's character. I was 2 days new online. I should have taken more time and paid attention. You got to observe, because how people act, you know what I'm saying? Either you align with it or you don't. You know what I mean? And that's who you're going to decide to, you know what? I want to hit this person's panel. How do you think that random people hit your panel, Izzy? You make them feel comfortable. There's something that you provide, atmosphere or something that they agree with, that they align with, correct?
What about if they
No, wait, yeah, hold on, because you're talking to me. Hold on, Witch Doctor.
Go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say. What about the people, Lauren, that come just to troll you, that come to talk shit to you, that don't agree with shit that you have to say? There's people that come on a panel that absolutely disagree with you, that absolutely hate your guts and just want to talk a bunch of shit. What about those people?
But are you? It sounds like you know who these people are. Are you letting them up still? Because I know I don't. You know what I'm saying? If I know that somebody is not going to be contributing to the conversation, I will literally leave them in the back.
But Lauren, disagreeing is contributing to the conversation.
But if you know, no, he said trolling, like meaning you just being a contrarian on purpose. You're not even trying to contribute. I mean, trolls.
So let's go to DJ.
That is, it's almost like saying that we're putting so much value on people who derail.
Let's go with DJ Witch Doctor. Lauren, let's go with DJ Witch Doctor's premise. People that just disagree or adamantly disagree with what you have to say, they have a total different perspective or a total different point of view. I'm with DJ Witch Doctor. That makes for dope content. It makes for dope conversations because you have polar opposites. And everybody, listen, and I've said this before, and someone else said this after me, and other people have said this. People need a villain. People need a hero. And these panels provide heroes and villains even when there are none.
But we gotta.
I feel like that's really extreme.
You think the people in these spaces are not extreme?
This is the problem, right? And this is when we gotta pull it. This is when it starts to sound like it's cowardice. Batman and the Joker, they are known for each other, but they don't hang around each other, even though they are around each other a lot. They chase each other around all the time. We know that they are not the same bird and they ain't on the same feather, but they're around each other. You don't even mention Batman without even thinking about the Joker. So again, when you are hanging around, but if you are the Joker and you are Two-Face, and now we're going to say, well, they don't, no, they the same, they villains. So villains hang around with villains. So therefore, if you are hanging around a villainous person, after they figured out everybody knows is a villainous person, he's like, well,
Hey, yo, DJ,
you
DJ
know,
Wishart, hold on.
never-
DJ Wishart, close your
well,
ears. Close your ears.
never-
Take a DJ
well, you
Wishart.
know what, man?
Laying on the
I will-
edge,
you
yeah.
Close your ears for a second, DJ Wishart.
Get the
I got
fuck out of here. You a villain just like the person that
I'm
you hang
muting him.
around with
I
because
know, then
Close
everybody
your ears.
is like,
Hold on,
I
Lord.
didn't know.
Hold on. Hey,
because
hey,
that person, you are not combating him. We are talking about the people that you are not combating, the people that you are hanging around with, the people that you agree with, the people that you want to say, yeah, that's my guy. Yeah, that's my dude. Yeah, I got love for that person. We're talking about that.
I got love for you.
Scenario. We are not talking about just a random person that hits the link and start saying something ridiculous. We ain't talking
Right,
about
that's
that.
different.
okay, wait, hold on, Lauren. So now what about this? DJ Wishart, close your ears real quick. What about Jesus? Was Jesus a villainous? Was Jesus a villain? He hung out with nothing. Hold on, let me finish. He hung out with nothing but villains. He hung out with nothing but corrupt people. He didn't hang out with the righteous people. His disciples were with him, learning from him. But the people who he hung out with, part of the reason why they was so mad at him is because he was hanging out with the tax collectors, because he was hanging out with the bottom of the barrel people, because he was hanging out with the leaders and prostitutes. That's part of the reason why they was mad at Jesus. So what about Jesus?
So again, if he was around any of those people, he was trying to steer them in the right direction. He'd say, no, brother, you are moving in an unrighteous way. You need to follow this. This is what my father said to do. You need to move like this. And this is how you go to the promised land. He was attempting to get their mind right. He was not saying, hey, you know, he is a thief and a murderer. Go ahead and keep on thieving and murdering. No, he said, stop being a thief. Stop being a murderer. If you submit yourself to my father, then
Yeah.
but
And none of us are Jesus.
Wait, hold on,
Hold on, none of us are
Ro. Hey, no, hold on, real quick.
Come on, fly, eagle, fly.
Nah, no, hold on, Ro, because this is a back and forth. Give me one quick second. No, that's not the truth. So at the end of the day, no, none of us are Jesus, right? None of us would be that clear. But the point that I was making in that is you said by them being around you, that automatically means that you're a bird of their feather. But how about, only sick people go to the hospital? That doesn't mean the doctor is sick. Only people that needed to be saved hung out with Jesus. That didn't mean Jesus was a murderer or a deleter or a villainous person. So the point that I'm trying to make, because I know you're not initiated on this level, is that sometimes the people that's hanging around you need something from you that they can't get from anywhere else to elevate and to be better people. So if you're sitting there and you're sitting in judgment of them, if you're sitting there and you're condemning them, if you're sitting there and putting them down all the time, instead of trying to give them an example, instead of trying to give them a standard, instead of trying to be better and show them better, then you are doing no service to those people at all. Sometimes those people were sent to you to get help.
But the doctor is not.
So now you're saying you agree with me in LA. Don't allow them to keep on being goddamn sick. Don't allow them to keep on being villainous. Don't allow them to keep on being degenerate. You speak to them and say, hey, this is how you need to move so you can be a better human being, because the shit that you're doing, I'm telling you that you are going in the wrong path, because I seen the path that you headed, and I seen plenty of people stumble and fall going down the path. So yes, right at this moment, I'm glad that you agree with Sharon Bracey.
No, I don't. Hold on.
And it's okay.
No. Hold on. I don't agree with you.
I don't know why you.
No. Stop it.
It's okay.
Stop it.
You don't have no more timeouts.
I don't. No, you can't do that. No. Hold on. See, this is foul.
Let me finish talking, Chris Webber. You don't have no timeouts.
But don't try to lie on me. Don't lie on me. Don't lie on me though. I don't agree with you. All right. I don't agree with you. Because sometimes you have these conversations with these people in the back chat.
I understand you don't like to agree with Sharon. You like to
just because you
disagree with Sharon, but you literally remixed what I just said.
I did not.
Literally.
I did not. So allow me to clarify, because I'm not remixing nothing that you said. What I'm saying is because you are trying to talk about people doing things in other places, but what you're negating and what you're not seeing is that sometimes people handle people behind the scenes like real men. Sometimes people have conversations and converse with people where everybody can't see and everybody don't know, because it ain't about calling people out, and it ain't about trying to fix people, and it ain't about trying to condemn people, because you're a human too and you live in a glass house. So you'll pull them aside and you'll talk to them on the Discord. You'll pull them aside and you'll talk to them on Instagram. You'll pull them aside and you'll talk to them in the back chat. What about that?
I think that's all good if the person actually commits to what you are giving them. But if you are talking them into the back chat and then they in public, they displaying something else that shows a lack of integrity, and you need to call out that lack of integrity. You cannot come and say, hey, every time I speak to you in the back chat, you say, yeah, my bad. You know, sometimes I'll be just, you know me, I'm a little crazy. And then when you get back in the public, now you want to act like you all stupid and dumb again, right? No, that is bad character. You need to call that character. That is lack of integrity. And for some reason, it is so many men that are cowards to call out lack of integrity. And it's okay for us as men to say, hey, my brother, on the back end, you said you was going to move a certain way for a limited time, right? But now I got to start holding your feet to the fire. You said you was going to move like this. It's time for you to show and prove, because what you do in the dark should come into the light, my brother. Peace and love.
You muted. You muted.
You know, the funny thing, there's people like you that you do call out in the front because you do hold yourself to a standard, and y'all still find a way to be slippery and slip your way out. Y'all still find a way to point fingers at everybody else. The problem is you think that you're a God. The problem is that you think that you are perfect. The problem is that you think that somehow you're some elevated being that don't have any problems, which is a lie from the pits of hell. That's why we know that you're full of shit, right? Because you point fingers, like I said, at everybody else, but you don't really look at yourself. And when people call you out, when people put a feather in your cap, when people pull your coattail, you find every way to escape, to squirm, to squeeze out of it, to worm out of it, to find everybody else's at fault. He lied, they lied, we lied, all the lies. But you never look at yourself in the mirror, and that's the problem.
You know this thing, I didn't want to bring this up, bro. I did not want to bring this up. But Sharon, do you agree with everything? Do you flock with PH Diva? Are you and PH Diva part of the same flock?
Yes, we're part of the same flock.
So do you hold her same sentiment about because you said you trying to help black men and hold black men accountable. So do you agree with her sentiment about black babies?
No.
Oh well, what are we doing then? Then why are we having this conversation? I don't even get it. I don't get it.
Right, because for some reason y'all think that being in agreement with somebody means you gotta be 100% agreement. Nobody said you.
Bro, I literally tried to say that is crazy.
Are y'all okay?
I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
Because for some reason y'all either too. Let me not.
Yeah, don't do it.
Because sometimes I don't know, y'all just be dumb on purpose. Y'all understand what I'm actually saying, right? So her sentiment is not about delete. She'd never even been pregnant before. So that is her personal, her body, her choice. If that's what she want to have somebody ask her a dumbass question, so she gave a dumbass answer, fine. And me and her had a conversation about it on live, and I said I disagree with her. So again, but that's not her sentiment as a person to her core. So to her core, she acts and moves a different way than whatever that one comment is. And this is, again, what we're talking about when somebody do something versus when that is them. It's a difference.
Bro, I was literally trying to explain that I don't agree with everything that JP does, right? And you try to insinuate that I do, and I try to explain the same thing you just said. Nigga, you're full of shit. Straight up, you full of shit. 100% full of shit.
Let me explain to you why you are not understanding.
Explain to me. Tell me why I don't understand.
You know what JP is, not what he say. Right? He proved that he would put his hands on a woman. He said he put his hands on
And
a
I
woman.
don't agree with that.
We see him fight and argue with his woman. We see him argue and fight with his kids. We see him fall down on the floor and try to scam a restaurant. We see that he lies all the time. We see that his overarching point is not of an outstanding man. He's a degenerate male. We understand that. And now you're trying to act as if you don't understand who that person is wild to me. Just because of what?
Wait a
Get off
minute.
the fucking
I
fence
don't
and
gotta
be
agree.
honest.
I don't gotta agree with everything he says, but I would like to hear what he says. Because the thing about it, what you forgetting, bro, this is not on the porch we hanging out. We come here to do a show. We come here to show different point of views and perspectives. What are you doing? You making it sound like we chilling somewhere, casually wasting time. We here for a purpose, bro.
Right, and so the purpose that that y'all are missing is that a lot of people aligned with JP. They just allow JP to be the person that says it out loud. They agree with domestic discipline just like he does. They agree with just go ahead and plant a pin in anything that's moving, just like he does. They believe in not really getting married and have it just like he does. All the degenerate things that he says, other people believe it. That's why they rock with him. And you trying to act like you don't.
And the same thing with PH Diva. A lot of the stuff that PH Diva says, a lot of people in your chat agrees with it. Like, what are you talking? I don't even know who in my chat agrees with DV. Put a 1 if you agree with DV, and you better have a wrench and a something. Don't be no troll, but put a 1 if you. I don't know who agree with that shit. Like you literally are painting. You literally are painting a narrative, Sharon.
I'm literally talking direct to you, and you all keep throwing things and you keep trying to move it to something else. When it's a direct question.
No, I'm just mirroring. So you, bro,
conversation, and you say Jesus, Diva, DB. What about?
But it's all to make the same point.
It's all relative.
This thing is wild.
It's all relative. He be gaslighting him.
Literally in real time. What about that one time when Rogue C said she don't agree with you, Sharon? Do you rock with Rogue C? This is what you are doing.
Relative. You wild.
This is really what you're doing.
It's relative. Hey, yo, we gotta get to the super chat. Yeah. Let's get to the super chats because he's trying to.
Disrespect is unpardonable.
It's intolerable. It's unpardonable. You forgot the intolerable part. Let's get to the super chats. Thank you to everybody that sent us money. Shout out to my man JD1975 for the Cash App. I appreciate you, bro. Salute. Shout out to my man Living Humbly, member of the Ismailite Nation. Salute, good brother.
Salute.
Shout out to Living Humbly. Oh, that's for Sharon. Go ahead, read your own joint, bro.
Oh, he don't read it. He don't read his shit. You don't fuck with your supporters? God damn.
I don't know what.
You better.
Thank you, Roxy.
All right, shout out to Living Humbly for $5. Support for the show. Salute Sharon and chat. I told you I got you. LOL. Who's this one?
Shout out to my man Marvelous Opinion for the $5. I bless the show with my monetary support. Thank you, Marvelous Opinion. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you for reading my super chat. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, he sent me one too. So stay shout out to Marvelous Opinion. I thought that was the one he sent me. Yo, thank you to my man Living Humbly for the 5 gifted memberships. I really appreciate it, bro. Thank you very much. Thank you to Jay Lewis. She said, I got 5 on it. Appreciate you, Jay Lewis. Appreciate you, Living Humbly.
Oh, yeah, Sharon, I'm not reading that one. You're muted. Still mute.
What's the problem with reading the super chat?
It's your super chat, bro.
What the fuck that mean? This is our show. And
all right, shout out to Brownsville, New York. Hi, Brownsville. $9.99. If Sharon did the scamming BS, I definitely rebuke him publicly. Men need to start moving with more integrity and stop being afraid to rebuke other men. Peace and love to the kings and queens.
What about rebuking the women? Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Y'all afraid to do that though.
And shows her the Living Humbly said, what to do, DJ support for the show. Appreciate you for the support, Brody. Appreciate you. And shows her to Brownsville.
Shout out to Brownsville, $4.99. Izzy, you publicly supported Drip with the super chats and he pulled the scam. That's not staying out of it. Stop the cap, my brother.
Wait, whoa. Time out. So I didn't mention anything. I support Drip because Drip supports me. So I didn't say anything about the situation he had on. And as a matter of fact, in that super chat, I said, bro, this shit look a little crazy. If you want to be honest, I called him out in the super chat. I said, bro, this shit do look crazy though, Drip. So I don't know what you talking about. And see, this is the thing I'm always talking about with you and Sharon. Y'all always trying to paint a narrative. I have not made one stream about this situation that happened with Drip. I have not made one comment on the situation that happened with Drip. And if Drip shows love to my show, sends people to my show, supports my show with cash apps, with super chats, yo, I'm gonna hit him with a super chat, and I say, yo, Drip, this shit look crazy. So, yo, if you got a problem with that, that's on you.
All right, we also got shout out to T-Dub. Appreciate you for gifting us one motherfucking membership. Shout out to T-Dub representing for the Dubs. Also, shout out to Next Level moving forward for the motherfucking Cash App. He said support 100, 1,000, 1,000. You know what I'm saying? We also got L motherfucking Nixon in the building with a $10. He said the problem is grown people who have access to actually get tools to improve their lives, but come online so strangers can volunteer their opinions while feeding their ego as the chat cheers. Good point, L. Nix. Appreciate you for the motherfucking support. We also got Marvelous Opinions.
Thank you, Marvelous. Appreciate you, bro. I'll read that one too. I appreciate you, man. Just
Oh,
giving you
got it,
giving you a blessing for that great word you gave 5 minutes ago. Thank you very much, Marvelous Opinion. I appreciate it. I think that was to me. Thank you, bro.
All right, and go ahead if you want, Ellie. And sometime when I get the Cash App, sometime I post it and then star it so it could show up in the with the supers and shit. But you got it.
You can do that with Cash App.
Yeah, you could just type in whatever or type in the person just in case you forget.
Oh.
Yeah. But you
Okay.
got it. You could go ahead and read it.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank you to Living Humbly for your Cash App. It's for support of the show. I appreciate you.
Shout out to Living Humbly.
Shout out to
We
Living
also
Humbly.
got Marvelous Opinion. Did we already? I think we already read this, right?
Yeah,
And
shout
shout
out to Darryl Long. Appreciate you, member of the Ismailite Nation for a month. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
And shout out to Brownville. JP's a degenerate. PH Diva is a responsible and highly educated woman.
Well,
That's
that's
the
wrong. So y'all think this is a lie?
I was gonna gloss over it. You know what I mean? Like,
Is
I
it a
don't-
lie? I'm asking you.
What do you mean?
Is
She's
what
not
that
here.
sta-
I'm not
that
commenting
statement
on
right
it.
there? That statement that you just read, is it a lie? Yes or no?
I don't know PH Diva like that to know how responsible she is. I just know her from the panel. I don't know her personal business. Also, what I know about her would be limited facts because I don't know in person. JP's a degenerate, but there's a limited aspect of him. He probably got other aspect. He's a brother, a friend, a cousin, just like PH
A
Diva.
father.
Well,
A
PhD,
father.
she has a PhD, so she
She
is
got a
educated.
PhD.
So,
She is all right. She is
we
educated.
go.
I don't know how responsible she's not.
She never-
She
she
is,
never- she
but
never
she
been-
doesn't
she
sound.
never-
Wait a minute.
she
She
never-
doesn't
hold on,
sound
hold on.
irresponsible. She doesn't sound irresponsible in my opinion. You know what I mean? But I don't know 100% like you do. You know what I mean? So I can't. I
All right,
can't
so,
say yeah or nay.
All right, so again, this is the problem, right? When men are cowards. From the information that you have, does it point to the fact that she is responsible and educated? Yes or no?
It's limited, and you can't give me
Okay,
the
with
answer.
that
Wait a minute, yo,
limited
let's fucking breathe. There's no
Don't
way on
breathe,
earth.
nigga.
There's no
With
way on
that
earth you could
limited-
press me to answer
that
no yes or no
limited-
fucking
with that-
question, dude.
with that
Calm the fuck
limited
down. Drink some
information.
water.
Motherfucker, it doesn't matter. With that limited information, coward, do you know she's responsible and educated? Yes or no?
I don't know, pussy. I don't know if she's. I don't know. I have
You're-
limited
you're a
facts
coward,
on her.
bro. You're a coward.
The fuck, you a coward, nigga. I never scared of no
Cowards,
nigga.
I know you are, but what am
Yeah,
I?
fuck.
Wish that I apologize. I thought I was typing in my chat, bro. And I apologize if I put my cash up in your chat. Respect, I was trying to type in my chat. So let me
Goddamn.
Yeah, I think I apologize. I realized that I did wrong.
Also,
Shout out to go ahead.
Shout out to the Cash App. It says for support 100. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And show so to JM with a 9.99. He says supporting DJ, keep cooking. Salute to you, appreciate you, Brody. We also got A Dub with a $2 Holly. He said DJ should make what? A Seagull song. Yeah, I am gonna clip that and make a Seagull song. I don't know what song the effects was that Sharon was making.
And
Go
give me
ahead,
one quick say. I apologize. Yo, Rogue C and LA. one of my peoples wanted to send y'all a Cash App. So if y'all put y'all Cash Apps in the back chat, I'm gonna send it to y'all right now. So shout out to my peoples that sent Rogue C, and my people Jay Lewis. She sent Rogue C and LA a project. She said for the sister. A Cash App for the sisters. Shout out to you. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Y'all support the show. Listen, support the show. Support streaming. You know what I mean?
Salute. And y'all could put y'all Cash App under your names on the StreamYard. I think LA has hers under her name.
Mm-hmm.
And show so the L Nixon, the voice of reason. He said, if you have co-ed conversation, why isn't there co-ed accountability in what's said on both sides?
Bars.
We grow every day, right? That's a fact, Sharon. Sharon has co-ed conversations, but he doesn't have co-ed accountabilities. I heard Brownville say all women should be treated like queens or something of that nature, and that is crazy. How we incentivizing the good behavior over the unacceptable behavior, I have no clue. That's the opposite accountability.
Because that's not what he said. He said you treat all women with respect. So this idea that you just because she
My God, he
like,
never said.
It's like how you don't care that Jay Priest is a degenerate because you don't know him 100%. You don't know that woman 100%. So she says something foul, sweep it under the rug because you don't fucking know.
But that's the thing. I don't care if a woman is a slut, a hoe, or a nun. I'm gonna treat them with a certain level of respect, but I'm not gonna treat all of them the same. I'm not gonna treat them the same way. It is true. I have all types of women coming through to my panel. I treat them with respect, but I'm not gonna treat all of them the same way.
So can I get in there real quick? Because it's kind of been voiced for a second.
Oh, we got a couple more supers. We got a couple more supers.
Go ahead. You can finish real quick. We'll talk about the mutual accountability.
You got it right after the supers. After the supers is Rogue, right? And show the Bridget Midget with a $5 super sticker. Appreciate you. And we got JD 1975.
Hey, Sharon is here to save all of us. All hail the savior, Sharon of this space. I'm trolling. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you.
And we got one more. Shout out to my bro 187. He said, Wagwan Doc, bless up, big up yourself, Sharon. Broke back, gaslighting, Bracy, gaslighting the world one lie at a time. That is crazy. Appreciate you, 187. Hope you enjoy yourself in motherfucking Jam Yard. Big up.
And I got one more Cash App. Yeah, good. For you are talking about rimology and they don't get it.
Yeah, we don't know nothing about rimology, right?
That's a lie.
We wouldn't know shit about rimology. You're damn right.
You're an expert in rimology.
Yeah, you're an expert in rimology, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, because I'm not afraid to call it out. Y'all
no, because you love the rim.
That's crazy.
So what I was gonna say, because shout out to Ellen Nixon for his point. I think when it comes down to the accountability thing with women, a lot of people prefer if a woman is what she is, she needs to stand on it. I don't think she gets the same, I don't want to say grace. She doesn't get the same movement that men do, because a man can kind of make a mistake. You're not really going to check him the same way that a woman when she makes a mistake. So if a woman is a hoe, if a woman is, or 304, if a woman is, Mother Teresa, you want her to stand on it. And a lot of people keep acting like people can't just be multifaceted. That's why I asked earlier, what happens if a person has a bad day? What happens if a person makes a bad decision? Go ahead.
That's the thing. What you describing is like the extreme panels, like the red pill. That's why a lot of times I say I'm not a manosphere channel, because if you are whole one day or you decide to change your life, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt until you do something outside of that shit. I'm not trying. I don't do that shit to people on my panel. But this thing about casting us all under one umbrella and one cloak, that shit is problematic because we don't get to see the individuality in people. We cast a broad net on everybody. I don't even agree when they do that to women. Y'all see, I be getting up. People be saying that I'm simping in my chat. I don't even agree when they cast a net on women. Oh, black women. Oh, single mothers. Oh, hit the wall. I don't give a fuck about that type of shit.
Me neither, and that's why they call me a white knight sometimes. But listen, this is the thing, and I think, Witch Doctor, to your point, it does a young man or a young woman a disservice, because there's some people that DJ Witch Doctor can reach that Sharon can't. There's some people Sharon can reach that I can't, and there's some people that I can reach that neither one of y'all can. And when we go around disparaging people because they make a mistake or they do something that ain't good in our space, and go around and do this mob mentality and try to jump on them and disparage them, I think that it does other people a disservice, because there's something that someone may be able to get from them to be better and to have better.
When does it go past mistake?
Yo, when did you become God?
I asked a question. It's okay to answer it.
I don't know. I don't have that mark. I don't know.
Okay, so you don't have the mark.
Fine.
You're a man that don't know when go past a mistake. Fine.
Yo, I don't. That's not. Hold on, real quick. Hold on, real quick. LA. No. You can't. Yo, hold on. What you cannot. Hold on. No. What you don't get to do is you don't get to call me out my name and call me a coward and then try to stop me from being able to respond to you. That is very, very. That's cowardice. That's very rude, right? You call me out my name. I haven't called you out your name, but you calling me out my name. Call me a coward. That's weird. So at the end of the day, it's not cowardice. What it is I'm not self-righteous. What it is I understand that I live in a glass house. I can't throw no stones from a glass house. So I don't have no judgment. Like at the end of the day, if they do certain things, then okay, and they do it around me, I'm not going to allow it to happen around me. Period. But you talking about something somewhere else under different circumstances, whatever the case may be, online, on the internet, and you want to exact some punishment on somebody, but you can't exact no punishment on women that do some of the most egregious shit in your own chat, on your own panels. It's hypocrisy and self-righteousness.
We are talking about a topic. I don't know where you get this self-righteousness thing from, because we are talking about a topic. We're not talking about Sharon. But see, this is the problem. This is why we know it's something wrong with y'all, right? I'm talking about the topic.
You called us cowards. You're a liar.
I didn't jump in, right? Again, I'm talking about the topic. I asked you a question. When does it go from a mistake? You can't answer. Okay, fine. Move on. DJ Witch Doctor, when does it go from a mistake to a character?
It depends. That is very subjective. Like it depends. It's like literally it depends. The thing about y'all too extreme. Y'all want people to answer a far left or a far right, bro.
We have a lot of. What are your boundaries? What are your boundaries? Do you know what your boundaries are?
Yes, but that's different.
Okay. So when it comes to repeated
different boundaries,
that's what he's asking you.
LA, there's different boundaries for different things. That's why
he's asking you, and you're just like, well, it depends.
But what scenario? What scenario are we talking about? It's different boundaries for people cutting people off. It's different boundaries for people coming. It's different boundaries for different shit.
It's the patterns, though, y'all. So at the end of the day, we know what the chick.
Oh, now you cheat one time is a wrap. It's a wrap.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when does it become?
But that is not for every. But look at this. Can I say this one thing? One sentence, right? Well, probably two sentences, right? Look at this. It depends. Some people would accept cheating 2-3 times. Some people accept cheating no times. I can't put my expectations and my boundaries on the next man because I don't know where their boundaries are.
Okay, I didn't ask you about no other man. Hold on. Right. I didn't ask you about
but you didn't ask me about a specific thing. You just asked randomly. What do you ask about?
I literally asked you something very specific. I said, when do something goes from a mistake to a character flaw?
So something. Wait a minute. So something is being specific. Look up the definition of something. Like what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Something is vague as fuck, bro. What is something? What is the something we talking about?
That's for you
like
to
the fuck, bro. Like this nigga slow or something, bro. Like yo, man.
Hold on.
I can answer that. Hold on, I can answer that. Something is for you to determine. That's why I said, what is something you, idiot, think it goes from a mistake to a character flaw? You. So that something is up to you to determine.
Okay, can we
somebody else answer? Rogue, you answer. This nigga is not talking to me. Go ahead, Rogue.
Well, I'm not an idiot, but can we flip it? So when it becomes a good thing, let's get off the pattern of bad behavior for a second. When it becomes good behavior, when you get labeled as a specific character job, DJ Witch Doctor, how many times did you have to DJ before you got that label?
None.
He gave himself the name. He gave himself the name.
So the person has a specific label. So whether it be thief, whether it be Good Samaritan, you had to had a certain number of times, a certain accountability where people can be like, okay, yes, I know so-and-so because they walk Miss Geraldine down the street to the grocery store every day and back to her house and they pay for her groceries. Or I know so-and-so because he robbed Juju, sorry, Juju, I just saw your name in the chat, I'm sorry, but he robbed Peanut, he robbed all these people, and that's why he has the label thief. So it's a character trait because it's a pattern of who this person is on a regular basis.
Can I ask you a question real quick, Roxy?
Mm-hmm.
Why does it seem like y'all are so quick to pass judgment or to put labels on people? Like, hold on real quick. I'll be honest with you. I don't have that in me. Like, yo, either I rock with you or I don't, and that's fine. But I don't have the need to cast judgment and put labels on people because I know the shit that I've done. I know that I'm a very imperfect person. So for me to sit there and to try to castigate someone else because they did something that a lot of people don't like is weird to me.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't make sense to me. I don't operate in that way. I don't think like that. So I don't know what you got going on.
Or would you call yourself a bad person? Or would you not? You wouldn't call yourself either. Are you a good person?
I think I'm a good person.
Okay, so what makes you believe that you're a good person?
Because I got a heart for people. Because I don't start trouble with people. I don't want to see people hurt. I don't enjoy people being in pain. And if I had my way and if I had my choice, I would help more than I hurt other people.
So your character traits are what determine you to believe that you're a good person. Not because of any other. Hold on. Because again, you can be imperfect and still be a good person. The same way you can be imperfect and be a bad person. It doesn't really, that perfection is not a thing.
Right. So that's the point. In essence, you're making my point for me, and I appreciate it. Hold on real quick. So the elevation of that is y'all are sitting there judging a person over something that you saw them do, and then you are labeling them and judging them as a bad person because they did bad things. And so if you was to ask me, have I done bad things? I would have to say, yes, I've done a lot of bad things. However, does that make me a bad person? No, it doesn't, in my opinion.
But this
is the judgment. But fruit has a lot of different, like DJ Witch Doctor is trying to get you to understand there's nuances to fruit, right? So listen, this is the thing, right? Even a deleter, and see, I've been around long enough to understand that to a child, no matter who their parent is, at a certain age, their parent is a hero. No matter how much of a piece of shit that parent is, because that parent is taking care of them. So to them, that parent is 9 times out of 10 a hero because they feed them, they clothe them. So what DJ Witch Doctor, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, DJ Witch Doctor, what you were trying to get them to understand is that is a very, very subjective, a very, very objective road y'all trying to go down that says, yo, there's a lot of different nuances to that. So to a lot of people, America, this is a prime example. To a lot of people, America is demonic and a bunch of demons. To other people, America is the greatest nation on the planet. So it's too nuanced for y'all to be trying to pigeonhole people and put people in these boxes. Go ahead, DJ.
I think LA has something to say.
I'm sorry.
No, it was LA.
Yeah, that LA, my fault.
It's just, we just got labeled with being very extreme. And I keep hearing you say judging and condemning it. What? We're identifying what the hell we're looking at. I'm sorry. Did we not grow up with the phrase "Mama ain't raised no fool"? So are we supposed to just walk out into the world and just be like, well, I know I saw him just do that shit, but he ain't do it to me. So like, I'm gonna just, no, man. Like, you got to recognize what you're talking about and who you looking at. That's all it is. It's not about condemning anybody. But at the same time, when you find yourself in them situations, especially in Black families, what's the first thing they're going to ask you? Well, what was you doing hanging out with Johnny? What was you doing? Because you should have known better. That's the whole point of discernment and your parents giving you all those tools. So it's not about judging. It's looking like, hey, if you can roll with thieves, then go ahead and do it. If you're so arrogant to think that it's not going to happen to you, God bless you. You know what I'm
But-
saying? But you have to recognize the character of people that you are around. So we're not saying that we're judging and we're recognizing and we're identifying. If that's a capybara right there, okay, that's what that is. That's a domestic cat right there. That's a jaguar right there. That's not judgment. It's identification.
No, but this is the thing. So the problem, there's a couple of problems with what you said. What you said overall, overarching, is a decent point, right? But a couple of problems that y'all say and that y'all seem to have a problem with correlation is we're talking about the internet and people that you're not around at all.
So
right. So hold on. When you was talking, I didn't cut you off. Let me finish my point. So that's number one. The second thing is this. You assuming, and this is the problem with y'all assume that someone's seen what someone does. But let me tell you about my 3 years on here. Someone will see something or hear something, and they will interpret it through their own perception and their own perspective, and then they'll misinterpret what someone else said or what someone else did. It's through their own lens. It's through their own rose-colored glasses. And if you didn't see it, a prime example is Ayesha Curry's latest interview on Call Me Daddy. There was a bunch of brothers that posted that sister up there and made clips and made it seem like she couldn't stand Steph Curry. But when I watched the interview for myself and watched the whole interview, I didn't get that impression at all. As a matter of fact, I got the impression that she actually loved Steph and was actually into Steph. But however, because they were looking at it through their lens and what they thought and what they felt, and there was a bunch of people who was painting that girl that she hated Steph Curry. But when I watched it myself, I didn't get that impression at all. So this is the problem. A lot of times people don't be there to see it. People don't be there in a situation or viewing whatever. And they're going off of what somebody else said or somebody else's opinion of what happened. And it's not necessarily accurate.
But Izzy, you just did a show about Brittany Renner as well. So like it goes both ways.
What are you talking about? I had to ask, but I did a video based on a video of Brittany Renner and what she was doing. And I also said PJ Washington was wrong. So what are you talking about? It's y'all don't so you're trying to correlate something that doesn't correlate. Let me explain to you why. The reason why I use celebrities is because people can identify and understand who those celebrities are. But I'm really not talking about those celebrities, even though I use them. I'm talking about an ideal, an ideology or philosophy, something that they do. And I try to let the audience decide what they think is right or what they think is wrong. So, yes, I did a video about Brittany Renner. However, I was one of the only people that said PJ Washington was wrong too. So
you're saying both were wrong, but you just said you are in a glass house. You can't throw no stones.
So when did I ever say, yo, when did I ever say, yo, cancel Brittany Renner, don't watch Brittany Renner, don't support Brittany Renner, yo, Brittany Renner is the devil, Brittany Renner is this, Brittany Renner is that? No, I use it on a case-by-case basis of what's going on, and I'm not castigating her. I'm sitting there and I am reviewing for the purpose of the audience.
Okay, so
it's a different thing. So you can try to make it into what you want, but it's a different thing. It's totally different.
It's not an attack for one.
Okay, but it's totally different. You can't see how it's different.
You can still say someone's wrong. That's still judgment, though. So again, it's okay to judge. It is okay to go based off of your morality and say, I would not do that. So I would not hang out with a Brittany Renner. It's okay to say that. It's okay, whatever PJ's name is, I would not do what PJ did. I'm not going to hang out with them. It's okay to say that. You're not being wrong for judging people. It's when you want to turn your nose up and act like your ish don't stink at the end of the day. Especially if you're doing the same thing as those people. That's when judging becomes an issue. I can look at a thief and be like, I wouldn't live that lifestyle. I can't be a part of that. I can look at that and be that way. It's okay.
The thing about it, I gotta say this, right? We could get a more accurate, we could put a more accurate judgment on people if we see who they kick it with in real life. On these panels, we come here for a purpose. We literally come here to have different perspectives and ideas. We just come here to just hang out and do nothing most of the time. Some people probably do. People be on panels with people they don't agree with or don't align with all the time. People be debating all the time. Like, yeah, I think y'all conflating reality versus online. Not to say online isn't a version of reality. And when y'all say flock together, I want to know what y'all mean by flock together, because that shit is crazy to me.
It sounds crazy to me too. That's what I'm saying. It's weird. Like, let me just
Like you
address
get
what you said. Hold on,
associated,
real
it's
quick.
almost
Let me
like-
just address what Rogue C said real fast, if you don't mind, because I was talking. If you don't mind. So at the end of the day, listen. What I try not to do, and I try my best not to do this. This is just me personally. I try not to judge, because the Bible says, "Judge, least you judge. For what measure you judge, it should be judged unto you again." So, and in the sense of identification, like LA Project so eloquently put it, we all have to identify different things in different states and being, right? However, for the purpose of entertainment, for the purpose of storytelling, for the purpose of a protagonist and an antagonist, you need both. And so the people get to benefit and the people get to decide. I allow the people to decide. I don't try to paint a narrative to the people. I don't try to inject what I think or what I feel over anybody else. I give my opinion, and I present the information, and I present it from both sides so the people can be the judge. That's to me the best entertainment. That's to me the best thing. And I like people who have difference of opinions. I like when people disagree, because it brings the drama to the show, just enough drama to make it spicy, to make it interesting, and to make it dope.
But you know what? As a former journalism student, those are excellent practices to follow, because you're not supposed to put your opinion out there, especially if you're doing a show. We're just talking about like in real life, you know what I'm saying? Like, or just in terms of how people choose to affiliate themselves. But yes, in the terms of journalism, yeah, definitely present the facts, and you let the audience decide always. So it's just, we're not trying to cross lines here. It's just like when we try to, a lot, like I fucks with DJ Witch Doctor, you know what I'm saying? Like, I will say that. I will claim that. Now, I can't do that for everybody, because I can't. Doctor has been consistent with me. You know what I'm saying? Other people have not been. So I can say that I rock with him, and I don't mind contributing. I enjoy other people, but it's not on the same level, if that makes sense, because I am more familiar with his character. Even though I know he's not perfect, I kind of have an idea of what he will do. And if something does happen, I know that he will hit me on the back end, instead of just expecting me to blindly just, I don't want to talk about it. This is how we going to move. And if you ain't with me, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, he will actually have a conversation with me, and that's what will make it like a little, okay, I still don't agree with what the fuck you did, but since you explained it, I understand. We can move on. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's a way of handling stuff, and it doesn't have to be so extreme, but it's like, if you claim to rock with someone, that's what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? You're flocked together. So whatever I'm a little messy too. Like, shit, I love, you know what I'm saying? I love a well-deserved drag. You know what I'm saying? I told Doc that shit, but I don't like to see people get ruined. I don't like to see the gang up stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to see the bullying shit. You know what I'm saying? I like to see legitimate, this is what we're looking at. And if we're all looking at it, then what's the problem with that? Like, don't tell somebody to look the other way and play the fool. I would never let my friend walk out the house with a smear on their face. We about to step out to the club. I'd be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Or you missed a button, like, and you going to get mad at me because I told you that there's something on your face? Or would you appreciate me pulling you to the side and having that conversation?
But that's not.
I agree with that. That's different though.
We would appreciate that, and that's what I was about to say. That's very, very different from what we're talking about, right? What the premise is, hold on, it is, because people are mad at us. People like DJ Witch Doctor and myself that say, "Yo, I don't got nothing to do with this. I'm on the opposite. I don't have nothing to do with this." Like, people are mad at me because I haven't spoke on the situation with other people, and so hold on. So this is the thing that Sharon was presenting earlier. Yo, y'all are cowards because y'all are not speaking up and saying this. Y'all are cowards because y'all are not saying that. And what we're saying to you is that, yo, I don't have to do that. Like, at the end of the day, if I might have hit the brother up behind the scenes, I might have hit that mom super chatting to him saying this look crazy, is my way of telling the brother whatever the case may be. but I don't have to get in his business because it's out there. That don't have shit to do with me. And so for you to try to get mad at me because I don't have a strong opinion about what he's doing, and then say, yo, you must align with him because you ain't dogging him out, you ain't dragging him. Like, that's crazy as hell. That's what we're talking against.
Okay, well, I thought I was speaking in general. I'll pause until you guys finish up with whatever y'all talking about, because I don't want to be a part of that. I was speaking in general.
I was speaking in general as well. Like, I don't
cap.
know why they keep trying to push it towards a me versus them shit. I don't know why
be lying,
I ask a question and they can't answer a question. It's crazy. If you don't want to answer a question, I'm sorry, that's a coward. That's what it is.
I just think it's weird to say that humans don't judge. We all judge. You go into the grocery store and you picking out your produce. You're gonna judge how that produce look. Like, it's okay.
And my brand and everything
that's
else.
Not the same thing. No, that's not the same thing. So when the judgment I'm speaking about, there's different kinds of judgment for the record. But the judgment that I'm speaking about is a condemnation. It's the thing that LA Project was talking about. Shout out to Big Bad Bull. Thank you very much for the cash out, Big Bad Bull, by the way. Salute to Big Bad Bull. But it's a very different. It's a very
as well.
It's a very different thing that's saying that, yo, because I don't agree with you, I gotta join a lynch mob and I gotta tear you up and tear you down because I don't agree with you. And I've seen a lot of that. And then so people, that's the judgment I'm talking about. Of course, if you're talking about you have to identify a thing, you have to judge, you call blue, you call red, I agree with you, right? I'm with you. But what I'm talking about is this self-righteous condemnation of people, putting down people because they see things different from you, because they do things different from you, because they don't have the same opinions or the same vibration that you vibrate on. That's what I'm speaking against.
Okay, so let's say you're not against judging, then you're against people trying to place someone in a heaven or hell that they have nowhere to place them in.
That's judgment fine. In a condemnation way. That's a form of judgment.
It's condemnation. It's condemnation.
It's judgment.
So again, we're allowed as humans. We're allowed to judge. It's okay to judge. Two different kinds
of judgment, but you got to understand. See, Rogue, just because you're saying it does not make it accurate. I can show you. Hold on, real quick. I can show you. Hold on, real quick. I can show you right now that there's two different.
Again, bro.
I can show you right. I can show you right now that there's two different kinds of judgment, and the judgment that I'm speaking of is a condemnation type judgment. So you can't say that I'm not talking about judgment when I actually am.
Again,
I think it's a difference from judging people and holding it against them for life. I think it's the difference between judging and you just holding it against somebody.
But don't you think that certain people deserve to be condemned based off of their like the little mustache man? Like,
I think some people do,
but have extreme ideologies.
I agree with that, but different people gonna got different threshold when it comes to condemning them, based on what their personal beliefs are, based on who they are, based on what they know to condemn them about. It's not gonna be the same. Just because if somebody came in my store and shoplift one time, but at Sharon's show he know them for been shoplifting, like we might judge them different. Or maybe I might had a son that shoplift once and I might be a little lenient with a dude. It just depends. It's not black and white, and I think we're trying to make it black and white.
We're business owners and I'm in your business, and I shout out to the Cash App. It says love the collab. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. He's supporting everybody. We appreciate you. Thank you so much being so generous to us. Thank y'all. If I'm a business owner, you're a business owner, I'm in your business, and this man done shoplift at least 4 times in my store, and I see him walk in your store, I don't say nothing. He shoplifts. Then you come to me like, damn, that's crazy. He shoplift. I'm like, yeah, he did it to me 4 times. What are you going to say?
First of all, I would let you know. If I know you, I would let you know that the person that shoplift. I'm not going to ignore that they shoplift. You know what I'm saying? But me and you going to handle it differently. And I can't force you to handle it how I would handle it.
No, you misunderstood the question. I said, I'm a store owner. This man shoplift 4 times in my shop. I'm over at your shop. Me and you both talking. We business owners. We just talking. And then that same man that shoplift 4 times in my establishment walks in your place. I don't say nothing. He steals something. He shoplifts. He leaves, and me you talking. You like, that's crazy that he shoplift. And then I tell you, yeah, he did that to me 4 times already. What would you say to me?
I would say you should have given me the heads up. You should have tell me. You should have just pointed it out. How is that the same thing, bro? Why is Sharon so dramatic? What is going on? Like, nobody never says nothing wrong with.
I love it. I love it. I can't lie. I'm a theater kid.
But Rogue, nobody's saying there's nothing wrong with pointing out something and calling something out. You know what I'm saying? All we saying is everybody not gonna call it out the same. Everybody, for example, look how Iz did. He went to the because everybody know what was going on last week. Iz went to the gentleman's the show and posted him a super chat and say that shit might look crazy. Now I wouldn't do it like that. I did it how I would do it, type shit. Everybody got their different ways of doing it, and we can't. It's like the thing about it. I know that I'm not innocent. I'm guilty of a lot of shit, right? So when I deal with people, I try to be I'm not saying I'm a good person or a bad person. I try to be a fair person, because some people say I'm good, some people say I'm bad. I can't control everybody's perception of me. So the only thing I could do is try to be fair and shit. But everybody's not gonna treat this shit the same way. That's all I'm saying.
And that's why it's not an issue. That's why I keep saying it's not an issue to judge people. I want people to get that out their head. You are not a bad person. You're not wrong for judging people. Now, if you are the type of person that feels like you can be jury, executioner, and judge all at 3, then that's where you become wrong. Because again, you're not God. You're not someone who is able to really just unless you're Batman and you're a vigilante and you want to take action to your own hand. No one is saying that judging people is going to lead to you actually going up and trying to do something to this person. Unless again, you're a vigilante, then that's a whole different situation. But if you are just saying, I don't agree with how this person chooses to live their life, you are allowed that as a human being on this earth. And you are allowed to say, I don't choose to be around this person. I don't want to associate with this person. And I don't want to be a bird of a feather with this person. You're allowed to say that. And even if you have a change of heart, you are allowed to have a change of heart and still say, I'm not going to rock with this person. Or if that person decides to have a change of heart, you're allowed to accept them again. That is not judging. That is either self-preservation or you're just calling a spade a spade. I don't understand why we can't do that.
No, you can. But the problem is when people try to have this self-righteous indignation of other people as if they're perfect and their shit don't stink. And when they join up and form up like Voltron or some daggone lynch mob against people, like I'm not gonna join in that ever. Like, and listen, if you do it like Witch Doctor tell you, I didn't tell him one thing about there was a couple of days that I wanted to hang out with my man DJ Witch Doctor. He was doing what he was doing. Guess what I did? I just watched from the clouds. I ain't say nothing about what he was doing. When my name was mentioned, I addressed it, and then I went right back to the clouds. Like at the end of the day, because I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to tell DJ Witch Doctor what to talk about, what not to talk about on his show. I'm not going to try to tell him how to run this is his business. He can run it how he wants. So guess what? When it's something I don't want to talk about or something I don't want to be a part of, I don't show up. When it's something that I want to rock with him about and talk to him about, I'm there.
So literally, you judge. So literally, you judge.
I spelled your Cash App wrong.
Yeah, it's no I.
Oh damn. Oh my bad. Wait. Y'all make sure y'all get a refund if y'all send it to the wrong one.
So you saying that you put judgment on the topic and the show, and you decided not to come out the clouds because you didn't want to be a part and be judged as being a part of the show. This is insane. The amount of gymnastics that y'all would do to try to disagree with me is insane to me.
You're intentionally.
Why is it about?
Yo, hold on, real quick. Wait, stop. Hold on, wait, stop. First of all,
you keep trying to attack me by going around saying self-righteous. I'm talking about the topic. I didn't put myself in this conversation at all. I'm talking about the topic of birds of a feather and why we should pay attention to those things and pay attention to people's actions, people's personality. That's what I was having a conversation towards.
Yo, the level, hold on, yo. The level of gaslight and the level of insincerity and deception that you roll with is sickening. I'm be honest
Literally
with you.
narrative.
Because hold on, no, let me talk. You was talking.
Literally
you just okay. So
topic.
hold on. You was finished. I let you finish. But then this is crazy. You're gonna try to make it seem like DJ and Witch Doctor and I are talking about you, and we're not. I'm talking to the topic as well. I didn't mention your name at all. So at the end of the day, I didn't mention your name at all. You're interjecting.
You think you need to mention somebody's name?
Yo, family, I'm talking. So when you was talking, I was quiet. So now you think that you have a right to talk over me because I'm calling you out for your bullshit, which you said that we should be able to do, right? You said as a man, if we care about somebody and we're cool with somebody, we should be able to call out the bullshit that we see, right? And I'm calling out the bullshit that I see with you because at the end of the day, you just painted a narrative about DJ Witch Doctor and I haven't mentioned your name, and I don't know if he mentioned. I don't think I heard him mention your name either. We're talking about the topic. So for you to try to twist it up I forget what I'm saying is crazy. Like, keep cutting me off so I can't get my point out. It's crazy. So the point that I was making is that for you to now I'm talking about you, okay? Because you just did all that shit. So the point that I'm making is simply this. I'm not even talking about you no more. For people to sit there and try to condemn other people, the judgment of DJ Witch Doctor show and this and that, that's the thing that Lauren was talking about that I agree with, that I don't have no problem with. You're identifying this, that's a form of judgment. You're saying, okay, this is this or this is that. You're classifying. There's nothing wrong with classification and judgment in that way. The judgment that I have a problem with is when people are trying to condemn other people, when people pull out the pitchforks, when people have a mob mentality and are trying to string people up for whatever mistake that they make or for whatever they do. That's the judgment that I have an issue with, just to be clear. So me saying that, if DJ Witch Doctor is doing certain things, I don't never tell DJ Witch Doctor about what he's doing unless it has something to do with me. I've done that once. But if it don't have nothing to do with me, and I don't want to be a part of it, I just don't say anything. Why? That don't cost me nothing not to say nothing. That don't cost me nothing not to encroach on his parade. That don't cost me nothing not to try to impose my viewpoint, my morals and character on him. That shit don't cost me nothing.
So Izzy, I think the issue is the issue of the word choice. The same way y'all didn't like hanging out when it came down to a virtual space. Again, saying judgment when you're meaning condemnation or you're meaning like you said, the mob mentality, the attacking. I don't think that's what's sitting right with people, which is fine. Because again, this is just everyone's reality is their perception. But at the end of the day, what you're saying is not wrong. If you don't want to be part of the mob mentality, if you don't want to be, a lot of people call it being a sheep. If you don't want to, you can. I think the question is, when you see wrong, are you going to call it out? No one's saying you have to attack the person. No one's saying you have to even turn your back on the person. But if you see wrong, are you going to say something, or are you going to go and are you going to do that? Making me drop my earring, Lord.
Or make excuses.
So the answer is if I see it and it has something to do with something that I believe in or something that I go with and it goes against that, then yes. But if I see it and it don't have absolutely nothing to do with me, I ain't saying shit. No.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one, right? And look right here, me and Iz disagree, and we on the same panel. You know what I'm saying? It's a perfect example. But look at this. I would call stuff out, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna hold it against somebody forever because I done seen people change. You know what I'm saying? So I won't hold certain things to people forever. I give them room to change. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. If somebody was a drug addict, you know what I'm saying, they breaking into people's cars, stealing radios and shit, I'll give them room to change. It depends on what they're being accused for. It's gonna depend on which room. I'm not gonna have them staying with me. They might steal my shit. But if somebody was saying, such and such clean up, they act and they're doing such and such, I'll be like, I'll try to see what's going on. I'm not just going to hold it over your head for life, because I've seen people change from crazy shit. Niggas who was pimps is pastors. They probably still pimping. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But people change. You know what I mean?
I'm glad that you said that. I wonder if anybody gonna stop bringing up something that PhD was said 2 years ago.
No, I don't even hold it against her. I just brought it up because you was being hypocritical.
Yes, they
If
be.
I felt that, but bro, if I felt like PH Diva was really on some shit like that, I wouldn't even come to your panel when she's there, bro.
Thank you. So you brought it up because it was bullshit.
No, I brought it up, bro. You don't understand, bro. This is what you don't understand. Sometimes when you have a biased perspective on something, you got to take it out from the thing. It's called mirroring. You got to take it out from the thing and put it in a different scenario so you could see it without your filters. This is why I put PH Diva in the same scenario as you were saying. I'm on the panel with JP. I don't agree with everything he does, but he's on the panel. You don't agree with everything she's saying, but she's on the panel. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Right, and so that's how we know that when you brought it up was bullshit, and my detection meter, it proved that it was correct. You just admitted that it was bullshit that you brought it up because you don't believe that you should be holding that one statement against her whole overall character. Again, for some reason, y'all agree with me, but y'all afraid to agree with me in public because y'all afraid that other men, I guess, is going to say, oh, I guess you part of the simp clique, or you think like a female like Sharon. I don't know what it is about y'all afraid to just agree with truthful things in public. It's insane to me.
Why do you need people to agree with you? So
Right,
bad?
the level of narcissism is ridiculous. I don't agree with you, nigga. I don't agree with you.
It's not narcissism. He just
the second coming of Christ.
You say y'all, but you said y'all. You can't. You
I just
put y'all in
said
it.
I just said the word that he said.
I know, but you just said y'all are
Again,
afraid to agree
again.
with me because of some whatever suspect reasons that you're coming up with, and y'all ain't
again.
afraid. If I agree with you, I agree with you. If I don't, I don't. And that's
Again,
it is what it is.
So right. So if that was the case, then y'all would have just he would never brought that bullshit ass comment up because it was bullshit. Clearly, because
No, it's an example. Oh my god, bro.
That example was
Bro,
bullshit.
the thing about the difference between me and you, I'm having a genuine conversation, but you got an agenda and a point that you're trying to make, and this is how you have conversations. Have a real conversation, bro. Like, what the fuck? That shit is crazy, bro. Let me
You
put
guys want
LA
me
up
to
here.
take y'all want to take a breather real quick? We got cash apps and super chats.
Yeah, I'm
Might
gonna send
as
y'all.
well.
I got another cash app for you and for Lauren. I'm about to send y'all right now.
Thank y'all
All right.
so much. And I also want to say thank you, A-Dub, and thank you, Living Humbly, as well. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for supporting.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
if y'all on
y'all
my
for the
side,
support.
support the show, support the stream. Jay Lewis doubled up and sent both of y'all a nice little amount. So shout out to Jay Lewis. This is from Jay Lewis to you, Rogue Z, and to you, Lauren LA Project.
Thank you, Jade.
She's on some feminism stuff because she didn't send me shit. Shout out to Jay.
Hey,
Listen,
we need a little love too.
And we missed girls' night last night. We missed our little girls' club.
She sent me
yeah.
something. I'm being funny. She did send me something. I'm lying. What's
See,
up, Slimmy?
I'm judging you, Izzy.
Oh,
Show
listen, I'm the liaison to this cash app. I think you better chill out.
All right, you right. I'm gonna be quiet.
And show to L motherfucking Nixon. He said every man / woman will be rewarded according to his or her own work. No one is exempt because of gender. Karma and judgment does not discriminate. That's a fact. Appreciate you, L Nix, for the motherfucking super. Appreciate you. Show to Chris Reed. I'm not sure who's chatty, and he said if you forgive, you could go to heaven. You know what I'm saying? According to the Christian doctrine, I think so. Show to the Chris Reed again. He said, God forgive. Why can't humans? You got a point there. You know what I'm saying? Show to the Unk be streaming, aka UBS. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna. That name is too long to be saying. He said, who on the panel never sinned? I'll wait. Cast the first stone. He who never sinned, cast the first stone. Appreciate you.
That's not what this is about.
Shout out to that. Shout out to that.
Man, watch out.
Heathens. They're heathens among us.
Heathens.
So to L. Dixon, he said, in this space, most people that judge and haven't been judged more than likely have something that haven't been exposed yet. Be mindful as you speak. That's a good motherfucking point.
That's a fact.
Stay humble.
That's what I'm trying to say. L Nix, they don't hear me though. Shout out to L Nix.
And show to the Living Humbly. I'm not sure where this one's from. He says, I agree. It is okay to do that, but it's also okay to kick it with who you want. People are gonna have opinions regardless. That's true, Living Humbly. That's a fact. People will have. And show so to the mod father, the big bad bull for the multiple cash app,
Thank you, Big
multiple
Bad Bull.
support, multiple panelists. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
He's
Big
the only
Bad Bull.
person you can never judge. You can never
Shout
judge
out to
Big Bad Bull.
my man. The mod father. Appreciate you, Big Bad Bull. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you. And shows her the Chanel's reality. She said, I just came here to support my favorite witch, Dr. Shoso to you. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody should send a super chat just like this. You know what I'm saying? It make my heart feel warm inside. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, Chanel reality.
No, don't
Appreciate
support him because he
Yeah,
has
but they
two labels
said
in
that
his
He getting his
Stop
ass
the
whooped
hate.
up
Stop
here.
the hate. Stop the hate.
Send
Stop.
one just like that to me.
Stop the hate.
Oh man, hate.
He's neither. He don't like labels.
We just talking about Jesus. I'm gonna come with this all of this.
Where's
hate.
white Jesus?
DJ, he's
Where's
not a
white
doctor.
Jesus when you need
When you need him?
Yeah, he's always around the corner. You know what I'm saying?
lurking?
Lurking.
No, white Jesus be lurking. Y'all know,
White
right?
Jesus be lurking. White
He
Jesus
be
be lurking.
What you say? Goddamn it! Like,
You
might as
gonna
well
use
have a
the Bible name
backhand.
and
Like,
blame? Y'all
say it
not
again.
right.
And show so the be streaming. He said acknowledging something or identifying it isn't judging. Y'all real need to look up. Y'all really need to look on the meaning of words. Izzy is right. I appreciate
I
you,
actually put the
streaming.
definition in the chat
Shout out to
earlier.
Uh-oh.
Uncle Victor.
Because
It's
y'all know
always selective
Rosie
hearing
love a
from that one.
definition.
It's fine.
I love a definition now. Don't play with me.
All right. Speaking of Jesus, somebody go ahead and read this.
Shout out to Brownsville, New York, $4.99. Holding people accountable for public misdeeds isn't self-righteous. It's in fact, it's spiritual. Please read Luke 17:3. Peace and love. So there's your
Please read about the Pharisees and Sadducees' self-righteousness and the reason why Jesus called them a brood of vipers and you devils. Read that too.
Uh-oh.
So you disagree?
That's
so
the
you
whole New Testament.
you disagree with that?
That's the whole New Testament.
So you disagree?
That's the whole
with
New Testament. I disagree with the premise. I think that it's picking and choosing when I know better than that.
Why? Because you're judging the person, or you judging the words that's being said?
No, because it's a partial scripture when I know that it's more to it than that. Jesus actually spoke against this self-righteous judgment that I'm speaking about. He actually spoke against it. He hated it.
Like you're the only one that's speaking about self-righteousness.
Well, no, I'm not the only one. I think DJ Witch Doctor mentioned something about self-righteousness as well, but hey, it is what
I didn't use the exact word, but why is a panel full of 5 people and why is just Sharon alone feel uncomfortable about this the term self-righteous? What is going on? They say hit dogs may holler. I'm not saying he's a hit dog.
I'm trying to skate around it, but I had that's why I had to bring up the whole condemnation and stuff. That's why I'm like, ain't nobody doing that. Like, we're just like, okay, so this is my question. What would you suggest anybody that's listening to this right now, instead of saying, okay, I've seen some type of behavior that I personally didn't like, but I don't want to judge. So what would you suggest that people do?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not okay. So the answer to that is that's not what my issue is, right? People, and that's why I gave that's why I gave the example of DJ Witch Doctor, because people do whatever the hell they want to do. I don't have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is when people try to get upset with me or feel a way that I'm not saying anything about it. When people try to call me a coward or people try to, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, yo, you could do whatever the hell you want to do. That's why I gave DJ, we know what DJ Witch Doctor did.
Nobody's saying you're wrong for calling stuff out, but everybody not gonna deal with it the exact same way.
Right. And that don't mean that there's nothing wrong with the people who mind their business. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so let me ask another question, Sharon. What do you find problematic with minding your own business?
Because we're not talking about minding your own business. We talking about people that are doing things in the public and they continuously doing it to people. Like, for example, scamming. Scamming does not involve me minding my business. Scamming involves the community.
I see
when somebody is telling other people to do certain things and they putting out dog whistles to a call to action to the words that they're saying, hey, more people need to be doing this. No, you have to speak about it because that's going to hurt more people. That's not minding my business. That's hurting my community. So again, this is why people in politics get dealt with a certain, as we move on to the next topic, this is why people get dealt with in a certain way, because you was moving people from a call to action to do something. And so therefore you need to speak up about it, because if you do not, other people will get hurt because you was quiet. It's very similar to Spider-Man. He tried to give that lesson to all of these people, right? The robber went and robbed somebody. Spider-Man had the ability to say something and stop it. What he do? He just mind his business. And what happened if it came directly to his door and deleted his uncle?
You know, it's ironic, right? Every other time we bring up a movie,
please talk to the topic.
Don't tell me. See, this is what I'm talking about. Who do you think that you are that get to tell me what to say and how to say it? Every other time that we have conversations and a movie is brought up, this same guy has a direct issue with bringing up a movie, but now it's okay to bring up a Spider-Man. I find that rather ironic. But what I will say is this, in the sense of when I'm saying, Lauren, listen, a lot of times for me, and I'm only going to speak for me, when I see 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different other content creators jumping on one person or reviewing one person or having the same opinion about one person, however you want to package that, they don't need me to jump in or add in on that. They're getting enough pushback. They're getting enough attention. They're getting enough shine. Now, in the case where it's something that I adamantly am against, like what happened the other day where someone was caught with someone big cursing out women and trying to fight women, but a man told them that they was his slave, that he was their slave, and a man called them all the N-words and called them the slave master. I had a problem against that, right? Because it's like, yo, you fighting these sisters, but you can't fight this man. And it affected me directly, because guess what? People try to put me in that category, and I'm like, hell no, that's not at all how I rock. So I adamantly spoke against that. You see what I'm saying? So there will be times where I pick and choose whatever I want to battle and whatever, because most people weren't speaking against it at that time. I was one of the first ones to do it. And so that's what I did. But getting guarantee, if I seen 6, 7, 8, 9 people jumping on that person, I probably wouldn't have said nothing because they had enough. It's no need to keep beating a dead horse.
Okay. But again, that ain't what we're talking about. So I don't know why you bring it.
Can I say something about? Can I say something?
I understand what you're saying on that point.
Yeah, I want to say something to it after you finish, Sharon. And we still got a couple more super chats too. I just wanted to go ahead, but I got something to say to it after. You know what I mean? I don't think some people might mind their own business, right? To the mind your own business question, I see ways it could be problematic, and it also could be a good thing. Some people don't want to bring the drama to their doorstep, so they'll be like, you know what, I'm not about to say nothing. I don't want to add to what is going on, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say nothing, but I'm not adding to what's going on. You know what I mean? However, sometimes it could be a bad thing. Sometimes it could be that you should have said, you know what I mean? I don't think you should mind your business in everything, especially when other people are involved. You know what I'm saying? But some things people don't want, they should come to them. You know what I mean? Like, is decided to mind his business for certain things, certain shit. Like, I'm kind of nosy. I might not just mind my own business like that all the time. Some shit I will, you know what I mean? But I don't knock the people who mind their own business and who choose not to do that, because they might have their reasons. I'm not trying to chastise them like the person who actually done the thing. Just because they mind their own business don't mean they done the thing. That is crazy. Just because Spider-Man didn't stop the dude doesn't mean he deleted his auntie. That is crazy.
But I can't lie. I don't really respect people like, and I understand what you're saying.
That's fair. That's fair.
But for the people in general who just be, well, it don't affect me. I really don't. Like, who don't stand for nothing, I really don't.
But you know what, though, Lauren? There's people that don't respect people who don't mind their own business.
That's not referring to you, is it?
No. I don't take it personal, but this is the thing. This is what I'm saying. That is not standing for something. You got to understand that different people have different ideologies and viewpoints and philosophies. So for you might be a save the animals person. I might not give a F about animals. That don't mean that I'm a bad person or whatever. I'm not going to get on and stand about no animals, but you might be an animal lover and an animal rights activist. And if that's you, God bless you. I just want to ask you, did y'all both get the Cash App I said, the second one for Jay Lewis?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Jay Lewis, and thank you, Izzy.
Yeah, it's Jay Lewis, y'all.
Thank you, Jay Lewis.
You could have been stingy. See, we can't call Izzy a thief. See, your patterns, your habits.
Listen, I might have scraped a little bit off the top. Don't worry.
Listen, that's a fine.
I might tell you, I might have got my little management fee out of it.
Well, y'all can have your
management fees.
I might have got my little.
You like Uncle Sam?
I might got my little 10%.
You like let me get that. Like Uncle Sam.
I need
Let me
that.
get a little taste.
Little taste. I might have to.
$sign the LA Project. Send it directly, please.
Look at you. See, you get blessed because of me, and you try to cut me out. See how y'all do. See how
look in the back chat and
are you gonna condemn us?
if I thanked you or not?
And y'all wanna let, because the last super chat we just got pertained to what we was talking about. If y'all didn't want to move too far, Juju said, can y'all let Sharon explain the movie reference?
Sure.
You want to explain it before we continue with the rest? Because we got a couple more. Yeah, the Spider-Man reference. Yeah, we can't hear you, Sharon.
Yeah, Amir.
If you have power to do something, then you should go ahead and do it because it's within your power. And a lot of people have the power to just speak up against degenerate behavior or bad behavior. So the movie, what they showed was Spider-Man had the power to stop the man, but he did not because he was so-called minding his business. But that same evil thing that man was doing, robbing somebody, he wound up robbing his uncle and deleting his uncle. And Spider-Man could have stopped him in his tracks way before he met his uncle. So if you have great power, you have great responsibility to execute it.
That's fair to say. That's fair to say.
But this is the thing. What if before
you disagree with it?
No.
God
no.
Damn,
What if before Spider-Man got there, 7 other people had that dude? Like you can't jump. Like, yo, Spider-Man ain't no need for Spider-Man. 7 people got the dude. It is what it is. And you don't have to jump on people. Like, you don't have to join the bandwagon just because everybody's jumping on somebody. You don't have to jump on them
and
too.
This is why.
So hold on. So it's not a thing of no one did anything. And the particular incident that we're referring to, we all know what we're referring to. 10 people was talking about. 10 people had a problem with it. 10 people brought it to the light. Why do you need Izzy Bands to jump in? I don't have to jump in.
I'm more than 10 people had a problem. It's just probably 10 jumped in.
Right. That's what I'm saying. 10 jumped in. This is for the sake of conversation. I don't know exactly how many, I know it was a lot. And I know it's so many that I'm saying, yo, I'm the type, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I got my gangster ways, but I got limits to my gangster, right? I'm the type that if I see somebody getting jumped by 10 people, I might want to jump in, keep them from getting like deleted or some shit. Like, I don't like cruelty, yo. I just don't like cruelty. I just don't. When it's excessive and it's too much, I'm like, all right, the man had enough. Just let him live. He's a human being. Let him live. That's all I'm saying. Shit. Y'all want people to be up on the cross, man. Y'all the same people that would crucify Jesus all over again. Y'all self-righteous, like I said, and I meant that.
So I get what you're saying, right? I don't think either you or Sharon is wrong, and call me a fence sitter for that, whatever. With great power comes great responsibility. No. Do people need to jump on a person when they're doing wrong? Also, no. So neither one of you are saying anything wrong, but again, there is a middle ground that both of you are ignoring, and that's the issue. So again, no one's saying beat up on this person because they're doing wrong. The thing is, are you going to speak up about it? Are you still going to rock with this person? If you choose to, you choose to. And then a lot of times I see people don't want to go with the consequences of their actions. Not saying anyone in particular. It's like when we make these choices on who we want to hang out with, and then we want it when it's good, when the praise is coming, when it's a good time, it's fun. But then when we're hanging out with these same people and the bad stuff happens, then we try to act like we don't see it. And again, it's a matter of you've been hanging with this person when it was good, call it out when it's good, call it out when it's bad. If I'm hanging with a thief and they're sliding me a little slip of that money, I'm gonna be like, all right, he good people. But then when the police come knocking on my door, I'm like, what do I do now? You got both ways.
I'm not telling the police. That is crazy.
That's crazy as hell. Because if you, that's the snitch.
Mind you, the police already got him.
Hold on. But that's the snitch because you was complicit because you took some of the money. But this is the thing in that scenario. But this is the thing, and because daggone whatchamacallit called it out is the only reason why I'm mentioning it. In the case where Brownsville tried to call out the fact that I sent Drip a Cash App, a super chat. I kept it consistent. That's what I've been doing. Drip been sending me money. I've been sending Drip money. So I said, yo, that's crazy what you did. That's crazy as hell. That shit looked crazy as hell. So that was my way of still supporting and letting him know that I ain't agree with what I seen, but it is what it is. Like, he's a grown man. So at the end of the day, I don't think that people should be so wishy-washy. Like, if I was cool with you all this time, and we're not hanging out, he come through for a second, he drop a Cash App or a super chat, and he go about his way. I come through, I drop a super chat, a Cash App for a second, I go about my way. But why I gotta protect? I know. I'm just saying. I'm making it about that.
I know. I'm just saying. I was talking about in general.
I got you, but hold on. But my thing is, why do I have to make, like, yo, if you make a mistake, why do I have to condemn you? Why do I have to make it about you? Like, yo, I don't got nothing to do with that shit. Like, I ain't hanging out with you. Like, we ain't buddies. We live 1,000 states away. Like, what are we talking about?
Again, at the end of the day, I think the matter of, and I think when we're talking about birds of a feather, I think it's also more so just about the people we choose to connect ourselves with. And I think that's what it is. It's just the connection.
That's it. It ain't no connection, though.
That's why I'm not saying anything against you. I'm saying when it comes down to birds of a feather, the people that you connect yourself with, you as a person need to also just look at yourself. Because certain people I'm around, why do I feel comfortable around them? What highlights about them do I also see in myself? And this is just a general statement. Or B, you also have to realize if they don't align with who you are or who you say you are or how you want to act, you have to know either I have to call this out or I have to disassociate. Now, again, this is just in a matter of who, and speaking for Rogue C, who Rogue C decides to connect and associate herself with. That's it.
Let's try to get through those super chats. We ain't gonna never get through them.
Let's go. I just want, let's move forward. So the Slimmy. This is who won. This is Izzy side.
There is no left, no right. The government is ambidextrous and keeps us blindsided while we fight amongst each other over ideologies that weren't created for divisiveness. We all have to wake up. Shout out to my man Slimmy, and that might have been on this side, but I know you gave me one too. I appreciate you, Slimmy. Salute to you, man. Dope dude. Appreciate you, bro.
And also show to Marvelous Opinions.
You got it for me, Rogue?
Yes, sorry. Shout out to Marvelous Opinion for the $10. People don't like certain behaviors or decisions that are made and associate those things with the person's character. The character observed is a measurement that is skewed. I'm assuming you meant skewed. Skewed, but most admit that. That's fair.
That's fair.
So the Slimmy said, okay, which doctor read my shit right, homie? What do you mean, bro? You trying to say that I'm hooked? I need hooked on phonics? That is crazy.
Salute. Hey, at least if you got judge with some money, homie. Shout out to Slimmy, man.
At least judge with some money. You know what I mean? Let me not do that. I don't want a dirty Mac. You know what I'm saying? I want
don't dirty Mac.
So the
got it.
Corinne Mackey, she said SBG. So to Juju, the Juicer. She said Panel, Rogue, and LA. She called us Panel. We
Panel. Hey, damn.
You don't deserve a name.
I'm still
juice, okay?
It's like we Beyonce background dancers. That is crazy.
You're not even Destiny's Child, boo.
I know Rogue C, LA, and them niggas. Like
them niggas, them niggas crazy. so the Juju, she said, he did give the reference. Appreciate you for the support. Also, Unk B Streaming said, who made this is gonna be crazy. You know this nigga controversial. He said, who made y'all the moral police? Who really gonna do something to JP or anyone? Y'all can't stop him. He got his what he got his
That's
own
own
life
life
and channel. Okay.
Shout out to that.
I showed it to Ongbe streaming again, and we could I'll highlight it back after this. He said, "This is the internet. We all can be degenerates." Damn, that is
That's a
crazy.
fact. That's a fact, though.
Go ahead, Sharon. I think you had something to say to this one.
No, it's just stupid. We could absolutely call things out when they're wrong. Like it's very easy, to be honest, to just give factual statements about what is going on, what you see, and how it makes you feel, how it makes you think, how it can affect you, how it can affect other people. Those are simple things that we can absolutely do and be honest and truthful about it.
But what if it don't affect? What if it don't affect you in the same way that it affects someone else, or what if it affects you in a different way that affects someone else? That's a lot of times what happens. Like for example, this tragedy that just happened. We're about to transition. With the guy that just passed away. Got deleted. God rest his soul. Is a prime example. To some people, this is like one of the worst things that could ever happen, right? And then to other people, they're celebrating and happy. So that's kind of the thing of like, yo, sometimes the things that we say in the presentation that we have is up to interpretation or perception or of other people, and they be the ones to decide whether we're the hero or whether we're the villain. But the same person is sometimes a hero and sometimes a villain, even in the same sentence.
No, so we could, if the people that are whoever's doing the wrong thing, you could talk about the wrong thing and explain and express why is it wrong, why is it going to affect other people for you doing those type of things and encouraging other people to do those type of things. So no, you can absolutely call out the wrongdoing in people's character.
But that's thing. It's subjective. That's the thing, though. And go ahead, it's so subjective of what people think is right and what people think is wrong. War is a prime example. Go ahead, DJ. What's up? You got it.
I was gonna say it is okay to call stuff out, right? But the people who don't call stuff out, I'm not holding it against them, and I'm not judging them like the people who done the thing. That is crazy. That is what it sounds like y'all trying to do. If somebody snatched some apples at the market and ran off, and this man ain't said nothing, y'all trying to blame him for the apple being snatched like the same person who snatched the apple. Sure, you could say, oh, you should have said something, but you can't put the same type of shit on the person because they mind their own business. I think minding your own business is some people's attempt to stay neutral in a situation. Maybe they want to hear more of what's going on. Who knows what's the motive behind it? But just putting them in the same category as the person who did the shit, that shit is insane to me.
So
no, the problem is that you're missing is that when that person stole the apple and you witnessed it, you said, damn, I don't know what happened. I didn't know he was doing this.
What if you ain't said nothing?
I didn't know it was wrong. The problem is that when people are excusing the person, like, I didn't really know he was doing what he did, and you've seen him do it. That is the issue that we're talking about. That's when you become the bird, and y'all both got the same feather. You a thief, you recognize a thief, so you didn't want to stop a thief because you don't want nobody to stop you.
No, you might know that they might have a family and they don't have the money to feed their family, so they're stealing the apples so that somebody can eat. You might know that that they just lost their job and someone's in the hospital or whatever the case may be. So it's subjective. So that don't make you a thief because you have empathy for them and what they're going through or what they may be going through.
Thank you. You just agreed with me again.
How did I agree? No. Hold on. No. I did not agree with you, and this is what I'm saying. This is the narrative pain. I absolutely did not agree with you. You're not saying the same thing. You said that because you. No, we're not. You said that if someone doesn't say something, then that means that they're the same thief that the other person was, and that's why they didn't say anything. That's not it. Hold on, real quick. That's not at all my premise. What I'm saying is that you might empathize with that person, not because you're the same, but because
checkmate.
It's not check. What type of slow stuff is this? Is this some kind of Jedi trick or reverse psychology?
Sharon is having a conversation to win, while some of us are just trying to have a conversation to mind some shit out. Sharon, you trying to win the conversation? You know
what is even? But how is it? Wait, hold on. I was
what I'm saying, bro.
Yo, how is that me? Yo, DJ, we stop that. please explain to me how is that me remixing what
And
he's
plus,
saying?
we was moving on to
I can't explain it. I don't even know how
I don't know
to.
what he's
Before we
it's
move
like
on.
hold on real quick, cause like I'm not gonna let it ride that he's just saying shit to be saying shit and trying to say that I agree with him when I absolutely don't agree with what he's saying. The premise that he
why
said
not?
was because the premise that you said was when you look at the person stealing the apples.
No,
and
but
then
I'm
you-
asking, why not let it
Yo.
go? Just like you let the criminal run down with the apple, why you don't just let it go?
because the criminal taking the apple has nothing to do with me, and you are now doing a personal attack on me by trying to say that I agree with you when I don't,
Thank
and then trying to put a win on
Thank
it
you.
when
So
it
now
doesn't
you got
make
to say something
doesn't
about
make
it, right?
it
You gotta
doesn't
say
make
something about it.
I'm
Thank
talking
you.
like you're not welcome. Like you're not welcome. No, this is weird. Like I don't even know what you're doing right now. It's just weird. It just doesn't even make sense. Like you're just talking to be talking. So at the end of the day, my premise is this: if you might know that person might have something else going on, so you're not necessarily judging the thing that they did at that particular time, or you might have some other stuff to do. It just shouldn't matter one way or another. Go ahead, Rogue C.
I was just gonna say because I actually love Spider-Man, so I like the Spider-Man example. So there are two things that I wanted to hit with that one. The first one, Peter Parker did not get the, with great power comes great responsibility, unfortunately, until when his uncle was, becoming deceased. Now, the way that those situations, that whole event happened, Peter was pissed. He was using his power for selfish reasons. So within those selfish reasons, Peter was not getting paid for the wrestling match that he clearly won. But again, he was using his powers to win said wrestling match, right? So when the guy was getting robbed, the guy who ended up deleting Uncle Ben, he was already pissed and he's like, that's not my problem. And again, the second part I want to make is, A, do people realize that they have that power the same way that Peter realized he had that power? And B, when they have said power to speak up, are they in the mindset of let me use this power correctly, or I'm not going to use it at all for the reason why I should be using it? Because again, if Peter was in his Spider-Man mode and not just being selfish Peter Parker, who was just pissed off that he didn't get paid, yes, he probably would have stopped the thief. He wasn't thinking as the person who should be a hero. He had the power, but he was not thinking as a hero. So those two have to somehow come together. So when we do have the power to speak up, I feel like a lot of people, because I know there are many times where I haven't spoken up. And I'll be real. I can be the only person on this panel who would never speak up. But again, there have been times where I should have spoke up and I didn't. So with that being said, I did not either A, realize I had that power, or B, I was afraid to use it. And I need people to also admit that.
Boom.
And that's a good point. And that's a good.
Oh
That's
my
a
God.
good. That's a good point, because look at this, right? That's why I won't hold the person who mind their own business to the same fire as the person who did the thing. Because sometimes you, like you said, you do have the power, but sometimes you ain't got your Spider-Man suit on. Sometimes you the photographer Peter Parker and you engage in, that's what you focus on. You're not paying that much attention or prioritizing being the hero, because you're not, because we got different roles. We got Rogue C the sister, Rogue C the mommy, Rogue C the auntie, Rogue C the etc etc. So all the time you're not gonna wear the same suit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I don't hold them to the same thing as the people who did it. I just can't. You know what I mean?
But sometimes as a whole, we all pay for it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the reason for the analogy, because like we sit there and we don't, whether we recognize our powers or not, right? When we sit there and we act like, hey, that's not my business, and it goes on for 10, 20, 30 years, these are the people that's teaching your kids. These are your neighbors. These are the people that's in charge of your bank loans. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does matter. And even going back to the analogy of the apples. Yeah, if you steal an apple, I mean, what's one apple, right? But if enough people steal apples, it's going to raise the price of the fucking apples, because they got to make up for there's always somebody who messes it up for everybody. There could be
That's
so
fair.
much for everybody, but when it comes to being dishonest, in order to get benefits or to qualify for certain things, that's the thing that everybody does pay for that. You know what I'm saying? In the end. And that's why, I mean, I understand if your capacity isn't, you don't understand or you don't feel like you should say something, and that's fine. But ultimately, we all pay for that price.
So let me ask you a question. In the sense of a person like rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, right? Let's transition, right? So shout out to y'all. I think it was a dope discussion, dope build, right? So let's go to a situation like Charlie Kirk, right? A polarizing character, a hero to some, a villain to others, right? For the very same things that he said, right? It's the very same speeches that he made. He was a hero to some and a villain to others. So with that being said, the question that I have is, do you believe that a person like this, who believes that they have a conservative, have a righteous standpoint, a righteous point of view, they're speaking from their perspective, they're speaking in what they believe is the truth, do you believe that they should have to face the consequences to their words, in the sense of, to the point of maybe even death? Why or why not? Why or why not?
I would say, I mean, if they believe in it that deeply enough to get on platforms and, you know, stand on it. I mean, because even, you know, let's look at Nelson Mandela. He didn't lose his life, but he was wrongfully incarcerated just for saying certain things. You know what I mean? Like, this has been happening across history for a long time. And it's just more, I mean, even with those, it's that martyr situation. How badly do you believe in your message? You know what I'm saying? Because that's when it becomes, okay, are you trying to be divisive, or do you really mean this stuff? You know, when it comes to the people who either agree with you or see you as the ultimate threat, do you stand on it? Is it something that you believe in your heart? And is it something that you're willing to die for? Because that's what it really comes down to, especially when it comes to extreme things. I don't think that people deserve certain things, but if you are going to be an extremist on a certain degree, you got to stand on that. And if it means that much to you, you should be willing to die for it.
I was going to agree, because I feel the same way about, and you know, this man, I don't know if we can honestly, to some, he might be on that level, but I don't think I can put him on there as a Malcolm and Martin. But yeah, but I also think a lot of people kind of do just say stuff to sometimes rage bait. And then when it comes down to it, when it comes down to your life, are you willing to risk your life? Because it's not you being a martyr. Are you willing to risk your life just to rage bait, just to tick people off? Are you willing to risk your life just to be a troll? And I think a lot of people have to ask themselves that question too.
Right. Do you believe in what the hell you're saying? Sorry, you're muted, Izzy.
Because you're going to stand on it regardless, whether it's your life, whether it's people's opinion of you.
From what y'all know about him, do y'all think that he was trolling or troll baiting? Like, right? Or do you believe that? Because from what I understand, and I don't know a whole, I'm not gonna pretend like I know a whole hell of a lot about Charlie Kirk, because I don't, right? But I've heard his name and I've seen him in a couple of clips or whatever the case may be. I know that he's made a couple of remarks that people deem incendiary and deem inappropriate, especially from a racial perspective, especially from a gender perspective as well. I do know that he's a conservative in that he spewed very conservative viewpoints and had a real traditional mindset and a traditional value system, seemingly, right? So I think, let me just say this, for me, I think that it's a tragedy that he lost his life. I don't think that he deserved to have lost his life for speaking on what he believed in. Now, some people might have felt offended. Some people might have felt like it was harsh, some of the things that he was saying. But this is the mindset that I don't like, when people take something that you say and you may not even be talking. Obviously, he was talking to a crowd, so he wasn't talking to anybody specifically. He was talking to a crowd. He was just speaking his opinion. He was speaking his rhetoric, his speech, right? And then for people to cheer on someone losing their life in the commission of just talking is a wild thing to me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And so this is to me an extension, and I could be being a little obtuse in this, but I will admit this, but I'll be honest, this is really how I look at it. This is an extension of the lynch mob and the cancel culture that goes on YouTube as well. To me, that, like I said, I say it all the time, and I really believe this. A lot of people would crucify Jesus all over again, because he ain't gonna come and say the things that y'all like to hear. He ain't gonna come and say the things that's gonna make y'all feel warm and fuzzy inside. And a lot of people, unless you're making them feel warm and fuzzy inside, unless you're telling them what they want to hear, they want to see you gone. Y'all the same people that would destroy him all over again. So it's like, yo, like at the end of the day, I think that people should stop being so triggered to the point where they want to delete, or they want to tear apart, or they want to see somebody destroyed just because you don't agree with them.
But those are vigilantes, Izzy. So again, it's a one-off situation, and it's a horrible situation. The same way with the vigilante who wanted to do it to JFK, the vigilante who did it to MLK, Malcolm. All these people are one-off people. There are most of the times people are just going to agree with you and not like you. You have these psychoses in a lot of people, or in these select people who are actually going to act on the fact that they are really willing to do something. Even Batman is psychotic. So again, it's psychotic people who are choosing to do this vigilante role, because if you notice, you can have a mob of 100 people that
obsessed, I'll tell you
that part. They're not going to touch this person. They're going to disagree. They're going to write in their chats. They're going to do whatever. And then you have this one person, or even in the sake of a group of people who want to be vigilantes, it's still a smaller selective than the overall arching people.
So I think we got to be careful. And you get me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you good. Izzy was muted.
We got to be careful with saying that he was just having an opinion. He was much bigger than just having an opinion. He was somebody that spoke at the DNC. He was somebody that spoke before Donald Trump walked out. He is somebody that creates a big crowd of people cheering him on and agreeing with his words. He's able to push people to do things and have ideologies that they might not even understand, because they believe that he is right. So they believe in him. And so when you get a group of people believing in you, you can now push them to do some negative things. This is the reason why people get deemed like the Mustache Man is dangerous, because he pushed people into a way where he was getting people genocide.
Wait, so
wait a minute.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so you saying that Charlie? I got it. So you saying you saying that you got that? I was trying to, so you saying that Charlie Kirk? You saying that Charlie Kirk was trying to push people into doing what the Mustache Man did? Number one, and then number two, are you saying? And I'm asking. I'm not putting words in your mouth. I really want to know. Are you saying that because of his speech and the things that he was saying, that he deserved to lose his life?
Not deserve. What I'm saying is that he is not somebody that is doing free speech. He is somebody that's doing provocative speech.
Provocative?
No, provocative. He was provoking people, right? Right. So he was like, hey, I'm going to provoke you. I'm going to provoke this. That's right. I could say what you can understand what I'm saying. I don't know why this is such a difficult thing.
Okay, no, you just made up a word. So as long as you admit that you just made some
shit.
You
just pronounced it tomato. He just did up say.
He just made up something.
But I just want to say, right, if that dude, if the dude
he was talking with Dr.
My bad. Go ahead. Don't run away.
Don't run away.
He ran to the bathroom. I could see him in the mirror. He ran all the way to.
You ain't got the rage quit. Come back.
But that's what I was thinking. You know what I mean? People, I think they take this freedom of speech too far. You know, nobody can go onto a plane and yell bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that you just, you know, we know what the implications of what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? In terms of whether being threatening, misinformation, cause some type of, or incite something. So I'm not really familiar with this gentleman, you know, rest in peace to him. I do not condone any type of like, you know, vigilante type of like justice. I don't. But I do, I have heard that he is a racist, you know what I'm saying? So honestly, I don't think that anybody should have lost their life, but at the same time, I really don't have too much sympathy for somebody who probably despised my existence, you know what I'm saying? And spoke upon that being so young, you know what I mean? Because he was a young man, right? You know,
yes,
he probably got caught up and, you know, might have saw that this lane was profitable and this, that, and the third. So again, if you're going to stand on this type of stuff and you're going to get your following, you're going to speak at the DNC and represent this, and you better be willing to stand on it. And if so, die. Yeah.
I think that's fair that's your opinion, but I don't think if somebody never preached about deleting black people and stuff, because I just Google his quotes to look through to see, because I don't know the dude, but it don't look like, it just looked like he had strong political views. And I don't think we deserve to celebrate somebody dead because
No,
of
I'm
that.
not doing that.
Sure, if you're not sympathetic or empathetic about them, I understand. Hey, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't owe nobody, you know what I mean? But I just believe in like respecting the dead. Like, they gone. What are they gonna do? Like, the dead can't do nobody no nothing. They beyond you know what I'm saying? They're beyond the grave and shit.
But if the question is asked, are we not supposed to answer the question?
Yeah, and we're not talking about if he deserved to die or not, right?
Well,
Right.
I did. Well, hold on real quick. I did ask you that question, Sharon. I did pose that question to you.
And he did say, "Are you
Well,
willing to die for your opinion?" He
it's
did.
Sharon.
That was the whole
I thought so.
Premise, yeah. You got the floor, Sharon.
So again, when people are provoking certain emotions out of people and they antagonizing people, like he say things like, if he see a black pilot, he'll wonder if they are qualified to do the job, right? So we know what that kind of dog whistle is. We know when he says mass shootings and gang shootings, we know when he said gang shootings who he's talking about. He ain't talking about biker gangs. When he's talking about, when he brings up black fathers, when he's bringing up all these different things, when he's bringing up DEI, we know what the dog whistles are. We understand he is masking the truth with his racism. And he kept on pushing out his racism. And this is why a lot of people do not have any sympathy for him. He himself said sympathy is a weak situation. Himself said that, hey, I believe in the Second Amendment so much that I think people need to die so people could keep on getting a Second Amendment. He said those things.
Okay, where's that quote at? Because I haven't seen him say that per se. So where's that quote at, if you don't mind?
I could send it to you. He literally
put in the back.
I'm gonna say they also.
Yeah, we could chat GPT. Okay. I just want to say this. This goes back to the point we was making earlier. How you choose to deal with the dude based on what he said, another person might not have that strong, the same opinions or the level or the degree of disdain you might have for the dude. Another person might not have that shit, and I think that's fair, bro. I don't see nothing unfair about that shit.
Right, and that doesn't mean that person is lying, or that person is being deceptive, or that person is not speaking how they feel. They just don't see it or feel the same way you do about it. And there should be room, because we're human beings. A lot of us don't see things or feel the same about everything.
Okay, so then when I say Rim Brothers, nobody better complain about it ever again.
Nah, but that's a different. If you say Rim Brothers, you have a right to say that. But if someone tells you, yo, I'm not a Rim Brother, and then
they have the right to,
right, and then you continue to try to classify them as a Rim Brother, knowing that they said they're not, that's a whole different thing. But you can say whatever you want to say. This is America, Jack.
So let's say we don't wish, unaliving on a person. If a person is showing that they are a hateful person, what would have been the better? Because a lot of people, when it comes down to, the mustache guy, if he hadn't gone out the way he had gone out, what would have been the better option? If you have people who think like that,
give him rehab, like he's not going to change his mind, sometimes it's hard for, people after a certain stage to quote unquote rehabilitate or to change their mind. Sometimes they are where they are.
Wait, do y'all realize what y'all saying? The mustache man deleted over 1 million people. Like,
hold
on real quick, because when y'all talk, I say anything. The mustache man deleted over 1 million people, number one. So that's a very different thing. Yes, there was propaganda. Yes, there was other things, but he put those people in concentration camps. He gathered those people together. So it wasn't just words that the mustache man was saying. The mustache man was saying words, but he also was simultaneously doing actions against those particular people, and that were detrimental to their life. So that's a whole different thing. This man is just like us. He's a content creator. He's a man with an opinion, a man with a microphone, and he happened to be popular. Like no different than a Kai Cenat. No, right. So, but this man didn't. Hold on, but this man didn't. That's what I'm saying. Charlie Kirk didn't have no Gestapo.
Goodness.
Charlie Kirk wasn't aspiring or espousing violence on people.
He
was
was-
espousing his
This-
opinion.
Whenever we can go.
So how did the mustache man get started?
Right. Words, organizings, meetings, like-minded people. That's how it
Technically,
started.
back then, he would have been a content creator.
Jesus
If you would have put a
Christ.
mic and a camera in front of the mustache man, which they did technically,
Right.
it's the same thing.
It's the exact
And
same.
again, I
Everybody's
don't
minding
know
their
this man.
business, and he's just growing his army behind the scenes, and then gets the government involved to where they're kicking doors down. The Gestapo. Everybody got to wear the star patches on their shit. Like it was heavy, but it
Well,
all
if
they
started
can
with
take
words.
out
And
MLK,
since everybody was looking the other way, he was allowed to amass all of this influence.
and if
Right.
they can take out MLK, if they can take out people for talking peace, why wouldn't you think that they could take out people for talking about destruction and division?
Right.
Well, listen, but okay. So does it make it
That's a
right?
great point,
I guess
right?
the point. I guess the point is, does that make it right? Should we be celebrating the fact of a life that is lost, regardless? Because
I've
y'all
already
again, the thing is.
But that's not the
trying to-
conversation.
Hold
You know
on,
that's
I'm
not the
at. Hold
conversation, though, right?
on, man. Hold on. It is the conversation
Like,
because that's what I'm talking about.
brother.
Hold
We
on,
talking.
Sharon.
I don't know.
Sharon, you
I'm
got it
talking
after.
about me, yo.
Oh, why y'all acting like I'm interrupting?
You
I'm just
are.
talking.
That's what you literally are talking over me.
You're
I'm
right.
trying to talk and you're literally talking over me. What's wrong
Sharon
with
got
you?
it
You
uninterrupted
smoking
after.
crack or something?
Oh, come on, man.
Damn, this nigga talking about why you're acting like I'm interrupting while interrupting. What type of
I
shit
feel
is this?
offended. Is that a skinny joke? Because this man's skinny, that's because we skinny. It means we
Nah,
on
yo,
crack,
DJ
man.
Wishstop, you want to be in the crackhead bin too?
Nah. I'm just fucking with you. But you
Yo,
got it.
Yo, the crazy thing is this, Rogue C. What I was asking you is, why do you believe? Oh, it seems like you believe that it's the same thing as the mustache man. Why would you believe that? Because that doesn't make sense to me.
Because again, how history repeats itself is when we ignore the similarities and when things happen in the same way. Unfortunately, yes, you have a lot. At the end of the day, Izzy, you have to admit the man was an extremist. I don't know too much about the man, but he was an extremist. And again, if he is not preaching things of, unifying people, if he does have racist standpoints, if he does have other standpoints where we know he can get a gang of people, a mob of people, as you said earlier, to back him up and to do God knows whatever, then I guess maybe you do have to put in consideration some people gotta go.
But he did not get so this is the thing. He did not get a mob of people to do anything violent against anyone. He did not do that. He's a pundit, a political pundit. He is a content creator, and he just happens to be popular. And he does have some viewpoints that people could say are whatever phobic that you want to put it in. He does have some viewpoints that could be spewed as racist or prejudice or bigoted, whatever you want to put that on. At the same time, he was not calling for anybody's head. He was not doing anything violent against anybody, and he was just talking. So why does that man deserve to lose his life?
First of all, you got to stop talking about deserve. Nobody's saying that he deserved to do
No one's saying
anything.
that.
This is not the conversation. I don't know why you keep trying to make this a point of the conversation. The point of the conversation is that he had produced lynch mobs, right? We got January 6th. We had those Proud Boys with the tiki torches walking around in the cities. We know what is really going on. We know what the KKK is. We know what a dog whistle is.
And it starts with words.
Wait, hold on, Sharon. So you saying that you believe that this man was a part of them 3Ks? That's what you're saying?
So what I'm saying is that
we shouldn't say that name.
Is that interrupting or that you just interjected and want to be a
No,
part of the
you was finished. You
conversation?
stopped
Right?
talking.
Right, I'm
No,
talking right
it's
now.
not the same thing. You stopped talking.
You're
You
doing
just
it.
asked me a
You're
question.
literally doing it.
Because
Literally, this is our conversation. So again, it's okay. It's all right that we should be able to have a back and forth. We should have enough respect for each other to interject every once in a while. It's okay. Stop
I
being
didn't just interject. The narratives that you try to spin, I didn't interject. You literally had stopped talking and I asked you a direct question. So what I'm asking you is, are you saying for the record that this man was part of them 3Ks? Yes or no?
Using it as an example is not
Dang,
saying
man.
that.
Hold on.
Damn,
It's
LA,
okay.
you-
She could talk.
LA, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying her audio is something crazy just now.
Yeah, and
It's-
I'm asking Sharon. So Sharon, are you saying that this man, are you espousing that this man was a part of the 3Ks?
And right, and this is what LA was trying to get you to understand. Just because I use something as an example doesn't mean anything what you were trying to project.
I'm asking
Listen
you
to
a
the word.
direct
Don't
question.
ask
That's
me-
a yes or no question.
No, it's a dumb question.
It's
Because
not
I
dumb
look-
because that's
it
what you
is. I'm
literally
explaining-
said.
I can explain to you why it is dumb because I gave multiple examples. I didn't just give one example. I gave 3 different examples. So that's why it is a dumb question. It shows that your comprehension skills is lack.
Uh-oh.
Right? So if I
Yes,
say
you did good
January
with some
6th,
shit.
Proud Boys, KKK, those are 3 different examples of how people with his rhetoric get people to move in a violent way.
So first of all, January 6th was not a violent protest. Number one. Secondly, number 2, it's been proven that people, you shouldn't have a look on your face like that, Roxy. If you look it up, January 6th was not a violent protest. It was actually a peaceful protest, and there were some people. There were some people who were shown who were agitators to the situation that came from special interest groups and came from groups that tried to agitate the situation. Literally, that's been proven. But the point that I'm making is I asked you, I'm not saying that he's not a part of the Proud Boys. I don't know. What I'm asking you is, are you saying that he's a part of them 3Ks? Because you mentioned 3 things, one being January 6th, one being the Proud Boys, which I don't know if he is or not, and the third one being the 3Ks. So I'm asking you, is he part of, are you saying he's part of the 3Ks? That's a simple thing. So it has nothing to do with my comprehension because you didn't answer the question.
Go ahead, Sharon.
This is wild. I
You're
didn't
emotional.
apply that. What I applied was that words can trigger people to move in a violent way. So you asking me if he's a part of one of those organizations is irrelevant to the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, things like January 6th, when somebody actually lost their life, and saying that January 6th was not a violent uprising is wild to
They
say.
trashed the Capitol.
Somebody got crushed to death behind the fucking door. Like
If
people
a bunch
lost their
of black
lives.
people were doing that, that would have been a whole different. Like they would have put violent on there immediately.
Was
Because
the
again,
Travis
you-
Scott
That's
concert?
fair.
Was the Travis? No, it's not fair. Was the Travis Scott concert a violent event? Was the Travis Scott concert? Was it for violence, or did some violence happen? Did some people get tricked? There were 7 people that lost their life at the Travis Scott concert. So was that for a violent event, or did
No.
something
so how
happen?
come when we march, it doesn't turn violent until they get to us? But when they go ahead and start marching, all hell breaks loose.
That's a whole different. That's
No,
a
no,
whole
no,
I
no.
think y'all discussing intentions versus
Right.
outcome.
right.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think the people in January 6th intention was not to be violent. Now, did some violence happen? Yes, and that's the same correlation I'm making with the Travis Scott concert. That was not a violent situation. Did some violence happen?
A concert versus an insurrection.
Yeah,
Really?
that's how it was framed. And see, this is the problem. The problem when people just go according to narratives that's painted to them. That's how it was framed as an insurrection. But if it was an insurrection, who did they take over? What did they take over? They was over there on the Capitol. Did they take over the Capitol? Did they set up a new government? Did they have weapons out there? Did they delete the military? Was there a gunfight? None of that happened. You gotta use your mind. Just don't just like go according to what people are telling you.
Change any definition to fit his point.
It's not changing no definition. This has nothing to do with a definition. This
Can
has
I
to do what
say-
actually happened.
Can I say something about this? I'm just saying it's a slippery slope, right? Because it's like this. I don't know if that man send them people to like. I don't know. I'm not that politically educated. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about all of this shit. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, right? Y'all are trying to paint this man and compare him to the Mustache Man.
It's
And the
crazy.
Mustache Man actually ordered, like, I don't agree with what the man's saying, but I don't think people should be I don't think we should be this extreme to where people can't voice their opinions. Because sure, people, the Mustache Man started with opinions, but how much people started with opinions and never got to the Mustache Man shit? I don't,
99%
y'all,
of people.
exactly. Y'all are using one, y'all are being too extreme right now. That's all I'm saying.
No, this is not his opinion.
All right.
Huh?
I don't know what's wrong with y'all, right?
What you mean? This is not his opinion. What you mean?
I'm literally talking. I was literally explaining why I'm talking. But go ahead, you got it.
Fine. You want a smaller scale? Because again, we can even go smaller. Charismatic, can talk to people, can incite people, all that. Sounds like a cult leader to me. Charles Manson.
Jim Jones.
Charles Manson.
Okay.
What are you talking? Who got deleted in the name of Charlie Kirk? Is what Charles Manson had. People were deleted.
You better be willing to stand on it. Then that's all. That was my whole point.
Besides, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm asking a question. Besides Charlie Kirk, who got deleted in the name of Charlie Kirk? Please tell me, y'all. I'm listening.
Izzy, just because it's either in the inception, I'm not even gonna say I'm bringing up examples to prove how things can escalate. That's the whole point. So y'all want to say it's extreme? No, it's an example of how a small trickle, a small little splash can create a wave. So at the end of the day, if it's certain people like that who want to incite certain things into people, who don't want to go ahead and again, I'm with Witch Doctor on this. I don't know everything this man said. I am just going based off of what I've read and what I've heard. And again, this man was not preaching anything about peace. This man was not preaching nothing about togetherness.
He was for white people. He was preaching white. He was preaching togetherness. He was preaching togetherness and peace for white people.
Right. So again, but you asked us how we feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he obviously wasn't for us.
He wasn't really preaching peace about them neither. He was preaching peace about certain ideologies. Like you have to be Christian. You have to be straight. You had to be this. You had to be that. You had to be a certain thing. So, like, if you was if you was a white person and you was anything outside of what he believes in, he was against you, and you couldn't die, and he did not care if you died. He did not try to bring the country together. He was actually somebody that was pushing the country apart. Instead of us coming together and have our differences and move forward, that's not what he was about.
Man,
hold on, y'all. Just to reiterate to the people in the chat, no one is saying the man deserved to be deleted. No one on this panel agrees with that.
So what are y'all saying then?
It's hypocritical if he's quoted being seen saying that having empathy is a sign of weakness. But look at us on this panel trying to have sympathy and empathy for this person. Like, obviously, the way that he lived was a different way. You know what I'm saying?
But LA, the empathy don't just be for the deceased. This person got family. The empathy is being spread out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if
he said empathy.
But I say our empathy
a sign of weakness. That's how he lived.
But his daughters is something. The people that look, man.
Hey, he believed it was weakness.
Well, hold
on.
So
you believe it? So you letting him preach to you?
People, but not
so he's preaching to you. It's like you following his preachings right now. You following his preachings. You supposed to go on your own.
I believe people when they say stuff.
Look, I'm started off on this YouTube shit. Wait a minute.
Wait, one second.
No, the only reason I'm saying that. Pause. The only reason I'm saying that is because I started off from on the conscious community where people say crazy shit about white folks, and if one of them person was to pass and white folks talking crazy about them, I would have to say some shit about that shit because they were speaking on, even though they was racially biased against white people, and they was in favor of me because I share the same race. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look at it on the other end, like the white people looking at this dude that going for this dude. You know what I'm saying? I can't be a hypocrite, man.
And DJ Witch Doctor, even to add on to that, right? You hold on, Lauren. You're 100% right, DJ Witch Doctor. But to add on to that too, empathy and has nothing to do. It's like forgiveness. It's not about the other person. It's about you and your own humanity and your own self. Like, yo, you empathizing for a loss of a life is this is how I grew up, right? Even when like a spider or like a something that could potentially hurt you comes into your house and you gotta delete it, right? You say a prayer for that spider. You say a prayer for even if you had to delete that spider. If you at war and you go into war with somebody, and you have to delete them in order to protect yourself. You say a prayer for your enemies. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not nothing to be celebrated, because there's no coming back from death. Death is final. So at the end of the day, you having, and you hold on, Lauren, I'm talking. You having empathy is not about no one else. It's about you. It's not about him and what he did or what he said. Empathy is about you and your own humanity and your own morality.
Okay, so let me
ask this.
Well, I think LA was. Go ahead, LA.
No, she's good. Go ahead.
If the deceased gentleman said that showing or having empathy is a sign of weakness, then I mean, he didn't believe in what you believe in, Izzy. That's what I'm saying. He did not believe in what you believe in.
Can I ask a question?
He said it was weakness.
Wait, hold on real
quick. As a living person.
Hold on real quick. My beliefs,
his family or nobody else.
I got you, but my beliefs, educated on anybody else, and I guess that's what my whole thing is. My beliefs are my beliefs, and it doesn't revolve around what you do, what you say, or how you live. If he said to the cows come home, that has nothing to do with me and how I move and what I think is about me and my humanity and my morality. Go ahead, what's my bad.
My bad, Rogue. I was just gonna say this. LA, are you agreeing with what the man says about empathy? And you got it, Rogue, after she answered.
I don't see it as a weakness. However,
so
I see it as a strength, actually. But I'm listening, I'm paying attention to what this deceased man said. And now it's like, oh, we're supposed to have empathy. Like, he didn't even believe in that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always do. I don't believe in. And I don't agree with him, you know, being deleted and all that stuff. I don't celebrate that. I'm not saying that he deserved that. None of that. But if you have strong opinions, you making money, you got a platform, you got, I don't know how many people were following him. You have a responsibility, regardless if you want to accept that or not. And if this is what you believe, you better be able to stand on that, because there's going to be so many people who don't have guidance, who don't have people in their life that's going to tell them what's what, or didn't have a good childhood, and they follow these people. You all know this. Come on, man.
So you're saying his belief changed your belief. My fault. Go ahead, Rogue. Go ahead.
I'm just
y'all know
I
like y'all.
No, I'm asking. I'm just asking. I was asking.
No, you said, oh, okay.
Asking.
You left it like
no, I'm asking.
Hold on. Okay.
And then we're gonna close it down after Rogue C, right? Look at the time, y'all. Go ahead, Rogue.
Okay, so y'all know I love words, right? So empathy, the true meaning of empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person by seeing things from their perspective and putting yourself in their shoes. So if I were to put myself in that specific man's shoes, not his grieving widow, not his grieving children, that specific man, LA is right.
And he would not want me to give him everybody.
But if I put myself in the shoes,
everybody, but you have the ability to.
Hold on. But if I put myself in the shoes of the grieving family, because at the end of the day, yes, there is a grieving family, then yes, I can have empathy for them. But again, based off of definitions, no, I can't have empathy for that man, because that man never felt empathy. He said empathy is weakness.
Right. And we will conclude this on the next week. We hope y'all enjoyed the show. We came up to our
and so the fighter complex, you know what I'm saying, for the super, you know what I mean? He said, Sharon calls men lover of men. Doesn't Sharonda think saying that in person versus StreamYard will get him punished? No, we're not advocating for nobody running down on Sharon. We disagree on panels and shit, but you're running down on people and like, let that shit be. This shit is not that deep. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, fighter, for the support. And we about to get on up out of here, y'all. Y'all got any final words? I don't think y'all do.
Yeah, appreciate the people. Salute.
Thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all so much for the support. Come check us out next week. I love y'all.
Thanks for everybody that supported each and every one of us. Thanks for your super chats, all your likes, all your shares, all your extra subscriptions. Keep us in your notifications. This is going down every Thursday. All right. Hopefully we can continue this conversation, because this shit got heated. I can't even lie. I got some extra things to say to y'all, but we don't got time today.
All right. Later, y'all.
Let's stick to it.